And we say good morning to you. We are broadcasting live on the road at Carter County Bank on this Tuesday game day. We've got a big doubleheader coming up tonight. Lady Cyclones and Science Hill at 6:15. The guys to follow. So got a big day today going on. We're here at Carter County Bank. Going to be joined a little bit later on by Sherry Holtzclaw from Jewelers Bench, bringing some show and tell for Christmas shopping season. It's here, of course. We're down to, you got 14 days. 2 weeks from today is Christmas Eve. So you got 2 weeks to shop for Christmas in 2024. Going to be joined by Tyler McCann, Andrew McKeon, also going to be joined by Mark Fowler. So got a full plate. Tomorrow, show number 2199 will be at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. Then on Thursday, show number 2200, 2200. Let's see, 2200. Show number 2200 will be at the Eagle Center right up the street here in Elizabethton. So very proud of that. Looking forward to doing that and hanging out with Tammy and the guests we'll have on that show on Thursday. But today we're here again at Carter County Bank. Let's get it started with the national anthem, as we always do. And who gets to do it today? Who's not sung it for a while? Let me see here. We have folks that come in here and do it. How about Daniel McCauley doing the national anthem on the Tom Taylor Sports Show?
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in there, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
On our buddy Joseph Taylor, Ivy Hall Nursing Home. What's going on at Ivy Hall right now?
Yes, sir. Ivy Hall, we were accepting long-term or short-term admissions. We accept Medicare, Medicaid, all insurances. We'd love to have you. You come out, you need some rehab, we'd love to help you. We got private rooms for rehab people. We can get you in, take care of you, send you home, and the food is absolutely out of this world.
Types of rehab you guys do?
Yes, sir. We have physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, respiratory therapy, and like I said, short-term or long-term residents. Yes, sir.
Yep. You also are looking for help?
Yes. I'm looking for RNs, LPNs, CNAs. If you want to be a housekeeper, laundry, kitchen, we're hiring. All departments are hiring at Ivy Hall.
Ivy Hall Nursing Home. Social media, Ivy Hall Nursing Home. I'm back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Let's take a look at the verse today and jump into some college basketball. Always dedicate our show to the man who hung on the cross. Today, certainly no different. Isaiah 45:22 says, "Turn to me and be saved, all you ends of the earth, for I am God and there is no other." I love it. Turn to me and be saved, and all you ends of the earth, for I am God and there is no other. Good one. Good. That's the way to get the show started here. We are live here at the lobby of Carter County Bank in downtown Elizabethton. So, new number one in college basketball just happens to be the Tennessee Volunteers. Yeah, moved in the top spot. First time since February of 2019, 5 years ago, that the Volunteers were number one in the country. 6-time Tennessee's been ranked number one in the weekly AP Top 25 poll in the history of the school. 4 of the previous instances were back in the 18-19 season when the Vols began the season 23-1, earned the number 2 seed in the NCAA tournament. Before that, it was 2007-2008 under then coach Bruce Pearl, So Coach Rick Barnes has the Vols off to the best start since he began coaching at Tennessee back in 2015. With an 8-0 record, they play tonight, as a matter of fact. They'll play against Miami of Florida, and they'll do that at Madison Square Garden. So here is your top 10 in college basketball. It goes like this. You talk SEC being a football conference, but here we go. Tennessee number 1, Auburn number 2, Iowa State number 3, Duke number 4, Kentucky number 5, Marquette 6, Alabama 7th, Gonzaga 8th, Florida 9th, and Kansas at number 10. Will be a heck of an SEC race this year. Look at that. 1, 2, 5, 7, 9 are out of the Southeastern Conference. Oklahoma at 13th, Texas A&M at 17th, Ole Miss 19th, Mississippi State 25th. So SEC, the top 25 dotted with SEC schools, obviously. So, again, your top 10, Tennessee, Auburn, Iowa State, Duke, Kentucky. Then comes Marquette, Alabama, Gonzaga, Florida, and Kansas. That's your top 10 right now in men's college basketball. Who plays where tonight? Got any good ones? Tennessee plays. It'll be a good one. Madison Square Garden against Miami of Florida. They're going to try, of course, come right out of the gate and be the upset the number 1 team in the country. 4th-ranked Duke will play the Incarnate Word. 15th-ranked Houston hosting Troy. These are all checkbook games. 20th-ranked Wisconsin will go to Illinois tonight, the Big Ten. And 14th-ranked Michigan will host Arkansas, John Calipari's bunch, in Ann Arbor tonight. So that is the schedule, top 25 for this Tuesday, December the 10th. Tennessee again playing Miami at 6:30 on ESPN coming up today at Madison Square Garden. All right, the girls or women's top 25. Top 10 goes like this. UCLA at number 1, UConn at number 2, South Carolina number 3. Then comes LSU, Southern Cal, Texas, Maryland, the ladies from Notre Dame at number 8, Duke at number 9, and Oklahoma rounds out the top 10. Tennessee in for the first time since 2023. How about that? That doesn't sound right. First time since 2023. Had not been ranked since 2023. A span of 22 polls are in now. Tennessee at number 19 in the country. They'll play North Carolina Central Saturday at the Food City Center in Knoxville. So Tennessee men's team number 1, Tennessee ladies team number 19 in the country. It's a good start for the ladies and the gents from the University of Tennessee, no question. Hey, we're live at Carter County Bank. Going to be joined at the bottom of the hour by our buddy Tyler McCann. Also, Sherry Holtzclaw will come out a little show and tell. Transfer College Portal Day. Opening day was yesterday, record day. Transfer portal entrance, who's out there, who signed up, it crashed for a good portion of the morning yesterday. Server couldn't handle the load. End of the day, 1,000 players entered Monday, nearly double what we saw on day 1 last year. So there's a smaller window to do it. The portal process already compressed. The sooner you get in, the sooner you get recruited. So you get out there early, get your name in the hat. Now you got coaches getting fired. You got 2 more got fired yesterday. Appalachian State let their guy go, and Charlotte let their guy go. So you got coaches being fired and gone. You got staffs being turned upside down, a.k.a. East Tennessee State. They're trying to get a coach and capture this transfer portal as best they can. Athletic director said it'd have a new coach by the end of the week. Appalachian State, new coach. Dow Loggins takes over to Appalachian State for Sean Clark, who got fired. He was South Carolina's offensive coordinator for 2 seasons after serving as an assistant at Arkansas, where he went to school. And so Charlotte introducing head coach Tim Albin, A-L-B-I-N. He went 32-19 in 4 seasons at Ohio University, helping the Bobcats win the Mid-American Championship. Good job, Jonathan. Well put. So you think of the topsy-turvy right now of college sports. You got coaches being fired and hired. You got staffs. Case in point, State going to have a job or not going to have a job. Who's the new coach? Don't know. Is he going to keep me, retain me? He's going to bring in his own people. Typically, they bring in their own people. So you got guys in flux right now at East Tennessee State, case in point. Then you have coaches. App State's got a new coach. Charlotte's got a new coach. What do they do with their people? Mrs. Holtzclaw? She sees me good. What do we do with the, so you've got coaches being fired, staffs in limbo, And on top of that, you got over 1,000 guys hitting the transfer portal. So you got schools that want to go get Tom Taylor because he's out there in the transfer portal, but we don't have a coach. We don't have a staff. Who's going to make that call to these guys? Who's going to offer them the NIL? What kind of money we're talking about? Name, image, and likeness. So it's really crazy right now. Nutso. And I think in large parts because of the transfer portal. Just the coaching carousel, too. Coaches getting canned on the spot. So App State fires their guy, already got a new guy in place, which tells me that, there's talking that's been in the pipeline for a while. You just don't fire a million in 2 hours, hire Andrew McKeon. It just doesn't work that way. You know that. There's been talk on the phone, texting or something to make contact with these people, to say the least. So Dow Loggins is the new coach at App State. Sean Clark fired after the Mountaineers finished 5-6 for their first losing season since 2013. So that's 11 years since they've had a losing season. A guy gets canned after 1 year. So there's probably more than that, more to it rather than that in Boone, North Carolina. If you have your first losing season in 11 years at the school and you can the coach, probably more to it, I would think. Don't know what it would be. I'm not privy to that, but you're pulling the plug on somebody that quickly, the first losing season in 11 years at the school, and you can him. Anyway, he's gone. They didn't ask me. They didn't call me and say, what do you think, Tom? They went ahead and let him go. Loggins, Open Center, right? Loggains. Loggins, South Carolina's offensive coordinator. Charlotte firing their coach and hiring Tim Albin, the coach at Ohio University. All right, they're going to a bowl game. So there again, there's another state of flux. The team's going to bowl games. Their coach is now gone. Marshall, my school, as a matter of fact, Huff's gone. He's gone to Southern Miss. You got a coach on the staff. It's going to be the interim coach till the new coach, Tony Gibson, comes in January 1st. State of flux. On top of that, you got transfer guys. In fact, the number one player, Marshall's, hit the transfer portal. So it's crazy. And so you're trying to coach through this. And if you're one of the big schools, you're trying to get ready for the playoff game. So there's lots going on. It's probably a 24/7 job right now. Probably is anyway, but certainly right now. All right, let's take Kirby Smart. We'll use him, for example, or Cignetti in Indiana. They're trying to get ready for Notre Dame. Of course, Georgia's off for a week, so let's don't use them. Let's use Dabo. Nope, don't use him. He doesn't use the transfer portal. Choose Cignetti. We'll go to them in Indiana. And somebody else. Use Coach Josh Heupel at Tennessee. All right, so they're trying to get ready for Ohio State. Dabo's trying to get ready for whoever they're playing. Texas. And so they're trying to get ready, and so but at the same time somebody's on their staff on the phone trying to find out who's out there, who do we need to fill our needs. It's crazy. Crazy. But that's the world of college football as we know it. Hey, we're live at Carter County Bank. We are here on a beautiful Tuesday. It's going to turn rainy and flirt with 70 today, but it's short-lived. We'll be right back. She's here, show and tell with Sherry Holtzclaw from the Jewelers Bench. Right after this timeout, you're watching show number 2198 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. And now this from Big Dan's Barbecue right down the street here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Dan's Barbecue.
We care about our product, and we do it all ourselves in-house. I make all the rub, all the sauce, and the reason I got in barbecue is I'm pretty much obsessed with it. I went to college for drafting, but when the economy crashed, I got laid off and ended up opening in 2010, and I've been doing it full-time ever since.
Hours are open?
We're open Tuesday through Saturday. We're open on weekdays 11 to 8 and Friday and Saturdays till 9 p.m.
How do we find you on social media?
My Facebook page, Big Dan's East Tennessee Barbecue. I got somebody working on a website, but it's not ready yet.
And then the phone number is?
423-542-2272, and we're in the third block downtown on the left.
There you go. One of our great sponsors of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show, Big Dan's Barbecue in downtown Elizabethton. It's exciting Elizabeth and Cyclone doubleheader basketball. Hi, this is Tom Taylor, inviting you to join Joseph Taylor for the girls' game, Dr. John Mitten for the boys' game, as the Cyclones host the Science Hill Hilltoppers this Tuesday at John Treadway Gymnasium. Video and audio. Airtime 6:15 with the girls' game, boys' game to follow. Cyclone basketball hosting Science Hill. It all starts this Tuesday night at 6:15 here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show Facebook page and on YouTube. Go Elizabeth and Cyclone basketball. The Eagle Center, downtown Elizabethton, great antique store. Why come shop at the Eagle Center?
We just have so many unique things that tell a story, that add character to your home and conversation, and there's something new to look at every single day. Every time you come in, you won't see the same thing twice, and it's just a good place to shop for those unique gifts.
What's the saying you always use, the cliche?
Things tell a story when people no longer can.
That's it.
We have a building full of things that are just dying to tell stories.
Absolutely. 2 floors, over 50 vendors. Hours are open.
We're open 10 to 5 Monday through Saturday.
Closed on Sundays for the Lord's Day.
That's right.
And you have gift cards too, right?
We have gift cards available.
Yep. The Eagle Center, downtown Elizabeth, one of our great sponsors here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports. Be loyal, buy local, and shop at the Eagle Center in downtown Elizabethton.
Thank you, Tom.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, one of our great sponsors. We were there last week, I guess, right before
I think so.
right before Black Friday, and so she's here. She's in the house. She's our buddy Sherry Holtzclaw. Should I go ahead and tell her what the boy said?
No.
I'm going to say it anyway. You know I was going to say it. Old boy's watching the segment. Came up to me after the show and said, and I'm going to quote it exactly how he said it. By God, she's a movie star. That Sherry looks like a movie star. So, she's nice. I said, oh, she's a nice one. By God, she looks like a movie star. I said, thank you, sir. Have you been there to buy anything? He said, I'm going now. Going down to meet her. She's a movie star. I don't know if he's met you or not, but
I don't know if he has. He hasn't asked for an autograph.
hasn't asked for an autograph yet. No. And he's referring to when she's on the show last week, and she did look very nice. She always looks nice. And so the Jewelers Bench, rocking and rolling. We have 2 weeks from today. This is it. We're down to the crunch time. 2 weeks from today till Christmas Eve. So if you're going to do Christmas shopping, you've got 14 days. And here's a great place to go shopping. I'm getting ready to go down and make some purchases myself. So it's do you still got the warmers? The warmies? Is that what you call them?
I have a few left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You been selling those too?
Sold them more when I first got them in.
Yep.
You know,
So, they're a big hit.
I'm selling them out now. So.
Yep. They're a big hit. So I sleep with 4 of them every night. So no, I don't. No, I don't.
The cat, the dog,
The cat,
the bear.
Bear's my fave.
Yeah.
Puts right there on the side of my head to sleep like a baby. Put that bear right there. I'm lying. But anyway, they're little warmies where you put them in the microwave and warm them up. They're little stuffed animals that are really cute. And they make great gifts. Gave a couple last year for Christmas gifts, and they loved them. So we're going back and get some more. And that and Naked Bee. We get some Naked Bee.
Yep. Naked Bee's always good.
Yep. Can't go
Great
wrong with that.
stocking stuffer.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So here we go. We got things to talk about. We got show and tell. You get back to the store because it's hopping. So
It is hopping. It's been pretty busy already this morning.
what are folks in there getting? Is there a trend?
I don't know. I mean, E. Newton's kind of been one of the big sellers right now. And then I've had some special orders.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had 2 gentlemen pick up their special orders this morning. One was a mother's pendant, and the other one was a birthstone pendant.
They ship all over the country. Remember that. So here we go.
I'm making a special pendant right now for a customer, and we'll have to ship it out before the 21st. So
Where's it getting shipped
we do it
to?
all the time. Alabama.
Alabama.
Yep.
Sweet home Alabama. All right, here we go. Let's do show and tell here, and we'll let her get back to the shop. We go with these 3 first, and you want to talk about these?
So these are sterling silver ladies bracelets with amethyst, and then one of them has like a opal. Well, both of them are kind of opal-y accented.
Mm-hmm. Always looks better in person. Remember that. We're showing you on a computer camera, so just take that into consideration. The price point on these are what?
Oh, and the one in the middle is blue topaz.
Blue topaz, okay.
So I'm gonna say they probably run about 100.
129, 129,
Yeah,
and
120.
120. So there you go. Ready to go out the door, gift wrapped from the jeweler's bench. All right. Hello,
Hey,
Joey
and if you tell
Hunsinger.
me you saw it on Tom Taylor, we'll take 15% off.
There you go. Now we're talking. Get a little cut back on the smack. That's what we say. So 15% off. You tell me you saw it on the show. Well, I love this right here.
Yep. This is a guy's
Yes.
bracelet,
I know that. So.
sterling silver,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm pretty sure that's a Cuban link or an anchor.
Cuban link or anchor that retails for $156. So I like to have that one. Am I allowed to get this one? Am I allowed to get another one tomorrow? I got a bunch of them
I
from
mean, that's up to you.
the jeweler's bench. Well, I don't know. At what point does it look tacky? But that looks really sharp. Guys, ladies, a guy would look good on that on his wrist for $156.99 at the jeweler's bench. What'd you say? It was a Cuban link?
Yes.
Okay, there you go. Again, computer camera's not going to do it justice.
Here's another one that's a little bit thicker.
Mm-hmm.
It's $239.
There you go for the guys. Lots of guys gift ideas at the jeweler's bench, not just for ladies. Okay.
We have necklaces too. And then this is a man's rope bracelet, and it's $199. Sorry.
Coming up, we'll talk to Andrew McKeon about the college football playoff. See what he thinks about if did they get it right. All right. So this is the rope, and this goes for how much?
$199.
$199 for the guys here at the jeweler's bench. Not here, but down the street, the jeweler's bench. All right.
Then we have a sterling silver ladies that has a few little diamonds in it. It's a pretty one, and it's $119.
$119. Okay. All right. Good.
And then we can do all these. I've got these stocked up in white gold, yellow gold, and silver, and they're going to range anywhere probably from 150 and up, just depending on what you pick out. Silver would be under 100. And then you can put their lockets. You can put pictures in them. You can engrave them. Lots of things you can do with those.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then we'll do this engravable pendant.
Love it.
It's $45. You
45
can,
bucks.
like I said, engrave it. If you have your loved one's fingerprints, we can put fingerprints on it. We can put logo, picture, anything on it.
Yep. Please don't wait till the day before Christmas and come in and ask for it to be done because John's, I would assume, pretty busy to say the least.
He is pretty busy right now. We're
Yep.
not promising any repairs before Christmas.
Sure. Understand that. Hello, Patsy Byerly. Hello to Joey Hunsinger. Hello to Rachel Dunlap. Hello to Linda Swatsell. Hello to Amy Whitson. Hello, Ames. Maurice Grace. Patsy Lyons. Jonathan Morton. Bob Blackwell. Dwayne Eastep. Elaine Hayes. And Brenda Brown. And Danny Cowden. Hope I said it right. Thanks for watching. All right, let's go with this one.
So I'm going to show these. These are new, getting ready to go out in the case.
Wow.
And
Okay.
I've got all kinds of different stones in these. They're sterling silver. That one's amethyst.
Mhm.
I've got a blue topaz and a green quartz. Any of these are $99.
Put that one right there. Let it go one at a time. This one is the blue topaz.
Mm-hmm.
Got the bling going on it, folks, for 99 bucks. Camera won't do it justice. Okay. This one is which? This is a
So that one's a green quartz.
green quartz. All right. Love it. Beautiful. All right.
And then this one is silver plated, and it's got a citrine in it. And like I said, any of these, $99.
99 bucks from the jeweler's bench right here in Elizabethton. So somebody's saying hello. Hello to Amy Whitson. She said hello back to me. Thank you.
And then the one neat thing about those, you can kind of adjust them in the back. So you can they'll fit on different fingers.
Even with the camera on
Pretty
the
cool.
computer, it's got some bling on this one going on for 99 bucks. I like it. That'll get somebody's attention. When you walk into a room, it's got the LED lights. Okay.
And this is a new line, Julie Voss. Pretty
Beautiful.
cool, like it.
Mm-hmm.
It's 24 karat gold plated. Those are 100, and you can wear these earrings several different ways. So if you don't want to wear them The bottom of it, you can take the bottom off and just wear just the single hoop.
Okay.
And then there's all kinds of stackable bracelets.
Tis the season, folks. You got 2 weeks to shop. Jeweler's Bench is open, ready for you. So I've been busy this morning. In fact, she said I can only stay for a few minutes. I can get back to the shop, and I understand that. It's crazy down there, and I love it. It's never too busy for anybody else, though, right? You always have room for one more.
Oh, yeah, always.
So this goes for
that one's $95.
$95.
And then the other one is $125.
Okay, there's that one. We go this one for $125. Love it. Okay. Gosh, I keep looking at these bracelets. I think I want one. I don't need one. Dadgum her hide. She did that on purpose. She knew.
I got to have something for men, too. And,
Yep.
of course, we have all kinds of watches. I mean, we got Bearing, G-Shock. I have a few. Well, the G-Shock is what I'm saying. I have a few of. But Bearing, Citizens, G-Shock, and Glock.
Well, my point is she brought those bracelets. She knew I've already bought 3 or 4 off her. She's thinking, I'll bring one down in front of Tom, and he'll be a sucker, and he'll buy it. So, and I probably will. And she knew that. That's okay.
And this is a really cute 14-karat yellow gold layering necklace.
Love
it. So you can layer this necklace with just about anything. It's $499.
$499, folks, at the Jeweler's Bench here in Elizabethton, right across from Port Travis Deli. That would be on Broad Street. You got it.
Yep.
See, I'm learning. This is Elk Avenue outside. She's on Broad, so took me a while to learn that.
This is another Julie Voss chain, and it's $155.
It's taking care of you, folks. Got all these different price points, everything from $45 for this little charm, all the way up to whatever you want to spend, however you want to spend. So
yeah, we have lots of stuff and a variety of price ranges. This is genuine blue topaz, and it is plated also. And it's a new line, and it's $635.
$635. So there you go for your budget. Whatever you can afford, want to afford. They do have layaway. If you don't want to do anything for Christmas, you can lay it away for Valentine's. You can do that too. So.
And this is a sterling silver, really cute infinity necklace.
Wow.
And it has CZs, and it's $49.
$49. Hello, Kevin Whitaker. How you doing? Thanks for watching. We'll talk a little college football coming up. So is that it? Did we cover them all?
I think so.
Yeah, it's awesome. So it's all right here at the Jeweler's Bench. Hours are open right now.
So Monday through Friday, we're open 9:30 to 6, and then starting this Saturday and next Saturday, we're going to be open 9:30 to 5, and then the Sunday before Christmas, we'll be open 1 to 5.
There you go. So there's no excuse. Plus, you can go online at Jeweler'sBenchTN.com, and you can shop right there, and they ship it. She said earlier, get ready to ship one out to Alabama. So if you're watching and you'd like to get something from the Jeweler's Bench, we'll ship it. We'll send it where you are. You can pay online, right?
Yes, you'll pay by text.
Yeah, pay by text. The new way to do things. I love it.
Yeah.
I know you're going to get back. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
You're awesome, and we're going to figure out which one of these bracelets I'm going to purchase because I'm going to get one. She knew that coming down. She said this was a setup, so that's okay. I love the only place I go. We've been down this road. Engagement ring, anklets, Pandora's bracelets, earrings, crosses, pocket watches, G-Shock watches. Only place I shop, the Jeweler's Bench. And I've told you this before. If I don't believe in the product, they're not going to be on my show. I'm not going to advertise them. I'm just not out here. I'm not a snake oil salesman. So if I didn't believe in Sherry and John and the Jeweler's Bench, I wouldn't have them on the show. It's just that simple. And so I believe in what I promote and promote what I believe. So there you go. Love the Jeweler's Bench. Good peeps. Movie
Thank you,
star.
Tom.
Movie
You
star.
too.
Like, oh, she's a movie star. I'm telling you, she's pretty. Okay. All right. So just go down and buy something from her is what I want you to do. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Tyler McCann, we're going to squeeze him in before he heads off to Rotary or Kiwanis, wherever he's headed right after this. Again, the Jeweler's Bench, again, on Broad Street here in Elizabeth, and right across from Port Travis Deli, proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
This is Pastor Mark Fowler, and we want to invite you to be with us at Pleasant Beach Baptist Church sometime soon. And we're thankful for what God is doing, and we've had visitors almost every week. We have so many people that God is using His Word to accomplish a work in their life. And we want you to come. I think about our society today, and there's a lot of talk about the negative aspects and generations and what's missing and what we're going to do and how do we face this social issue and how do we face that social issue. And that is always the buzz. And if we're not careful, we talk like God doesn't have an answer. 2 Timothy chapter 3, we looked at the other night together in our church, and it reminds us that yes, in the last days, there's going to be some difficult things come, dangerous times, but the antidote is always God's Word. And so what we're trying to do is to provide Bible answers for today's tough questions. And we're building Believers by the Book. So we want your family to come. We're thankful to have a Sunday school hour and a junior church and master clubs and a youth group and all those things going on. But what we're trying to accomplish is to get the Word of God into the hearts and minds of God's people.
The Tom Dillon Sports Show and Elizabethton Cyclone Sports. T&S Home Improvements you see on the screen. What's it all about, sir?
Well, we build decks. We do underpinning for mobile homes, vinyl underpinning, CertainTeed underpinning, K-Rock, whatever you want. Build decks, porches, whatever you want done.
How long you guys been in business?
A little over 4 years.
4 years.
Yep.
Geographically, where do you go? Where have you gone?
We try to stay within about 75 miles of the region. We've been all the way over to Virginia, up in North Carolina. Next week, we've actually got to go down to Pigeon Forge.
Awesome.
So
they're everywhere. T&S Home Improvements. So things you guys have been working on, I don't know, last 45, 50 days. What have y'all been doing?
Well, last week we built 2 covered porches, 10 by 20 covered porches. We've done about 600 pinning jobs in the past 2 weeks, and about 10 small decks in the past 2 or 3 weeks.
Awesome. So if you need that kind of work done, all they want to do is ask you to let them give you a quote and go from there. Phone number, how do we find you?
Phone number is 423-946-8432.
You're on social media?
On Facebook. T&S Home Improvements on Facebook.
There you go. T&S Home Improvements on Facebook. And they'll go, as you heard with the sound of our voice, probably 50, 60, 75 miles any radius of where we're sitting here in the Tri-Cities. And so there's a lot of them out there, home improvement companies. What do you feel like separates you from everybody else?
Well, for one, I feel like we're good on pricing. And everything we do for you, we do it like we're doing it for ourselves. So our greatest concern is customer satisfaction.
There you go, folks. One more time, the phone number is
423-946-8432.
One of our great sponsors of the Tom Dillon Sports Show and Elizabethton Cyclone Sports. I believe in these guys. Travis Constable at T&S Home Improvements, proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Dillon Sports Show. Back on the Tom Dillon Sports Show. Oh, yeah, thanks for stopping by Sherry Holtzclaw. She sold a bracelet off. Yeah, so made a couple of purchases myself for Christmas, so it was a profitable trip for her to stop by. Tyler's in the house. How you doing, sir?
Doing excellent. How are you?
Good. He's one of the loan officers here at Carter County Bank. Tennessee basketball #1 in the country. What do you think? Are they the real deal?
I mean, they're playing like they're the real deal. 8-0.
Thank you, man. So much.
They're pretty much playing like they're the team to beat. Got Miami tonight, which not going to be. This is one of those games to where
trap game.
Yes.
So absolutely,
guys. Miami not too much to lose. Vols think that they're. Hey, we're just going to steamroll these guys. But that's when you get beat. So hopefully this can be a good mental test for them to where they can know that, they still need to take care of business. Yeah, we're ranked #1. Let's not get on our high horse and let's still stick to the game plan. So hopefully they can do that tonight.
And on the bulletin board in Miami's locker room, it's like, okay, here's our shot.
Yep.
We're going to knock off right out of the chute to get named #1 yesterday. Let's knock them down and elevate our program as far as national recognition.
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly what they're going to try and do. And I get that. They should. That should be the goal.
Yep. They're playing in New York.
Yep, Madison Square Garden.
Yep. So big stage. which I know one of our guys for the team's from New York, so he's kind of going back home a little bit, so a little bit of a storyline there. But yeah, it's kind of big stage, and again, I think it's a good mental test for the Vols to see how prepared they can get after coming off of a lot of success and a lot of recognition in the media.
Hello, Miss Clowney, watching down in Union, South Carolina. Thank you, dear, for being a loyal supporter of our show. I appreciate that very much. And so when you come to town, I've got a Tom Taylor Sports gift box for you, full of all kinds of mugs and hats and T-shirts, because she has been watching faithfully for about 3 or 4 months now down in Union, South Carolina. And so when she comes up to see her son, we're going to hook you up, and I appreciate that. So
spreading the gospel down in South Carolina.
Spreading the gospel
nice.
Down in South Carolina, the Gamecocks, the Palmetto State. So you look at, we talk about the SEC being a football conference, and it is, but then you look at basketball, top 10, number 1, number 2, number 5, number 7, number 9.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go on further down the list,
And,
you got 13, you got 17, you got 19, you got 25 Mississippi State.
Covering up top 25, that's for sure.
Yeah. So
yeah, ACC basketball, I feel like this year's not as
strong,
not as prevalent as what it was outside of the Dukies. But yeah, it's they've really made a lot of moves just from a basketball conference as well, which is really good. It's great to see just from a conference standpoint as a whole. So it's good to see.
Switching gears, talking to Tyler, we're going to talk about what he does here at the bank, because he does it very, very well, obviously. And so we'll get to that in a second. I want to talk about college football. College football playoffs are set. Are you good with everything? Any of them bother you?
You can probably elaborate a little bit more. So the SMU pick,
is wrong.
I mean, do we think Ole Miss should have been in there, or
Alabama,
or in Alabama? I mean,
or South Carolina.
So obviously, because the strength of schedule, I meant to look into this a little more. Strength of schedule for SMU. Can we all agree that that's not there? And
absolutely,
when you compare the other teams, then it's really, you would think a shoe-in for definitely somebody else. Especially, now we play Clemson, and you don't even
consider
don't even beat Clemson.
Yeah. Well, one of my guests last week, I think he nailed it. He said this whole thing, this expanded playoff formats, to get the SEC out of the picture, because they're tired of the SEC dominating, which is what they did when they had the 4 teams. It was consistently Alabama.
Yeah.
Then you had Clemson. You had Ohio State in there a little bit, some too. But you look at it now, even so, you have teams that should be in there from the SEC. Strength of schedule, I agree with you. You've played it. You've coached it. You can be 12-0 and play nobody, or be 9-3 and have quality losses, if that's the right word to look at it. So SEC, if you lose the SEC, to me, that's more important, carries more weight than these other schools. So
yeah, and I think it'll definitely be a factor on how coaches are scheduling for the future. When you've got Alabama, that's got Wisconsin, Notre Dame, these other big, which are great made for TV games. Well, they're like, okay, well, we're not going to put ourselves in the position, since our strength of schedule is so tough in the SEC, that should carry enough weight to have that to be a part of the conversation for the playoff picture.
Well put.
But it's why are we going to go risk getting beat for non-conference play when, if we win, it's not really even going to make that big of a difference potentially? So I think you're really now we're getting hurt, because we're not getting those great out of conference games that we should be getting, and it's just like, I think that may play a little bit of a role on how people schedule into 2027, 2028 in the future.
Greg Burns said that very thing from Alabama. He said, we're going to go back, because next year they play Florida State and Wisconsin, 2 out of the SEC teams, non-conference, to help help solidify their chance of getting the playoffs. And now he says, we got to relook this, because we're going to go play cream puffs. It doesn't matter. We're going to go play whoever, slip your rock and beat them 84-0, because it doesn't matter. We play tough out of conference opponents. So you've nailed it. That's exactly right. That's what they're all saying. He said it publicly, but the other ADs are saying it privately, because it's true. The strength of schedule apparently doesn't mean much. SMU, not convinced they're supposed to be there. Boise State, no. And then you look at, and they've got good football teams, but are they one of the 12 best in the country? Tom Taylor doesn't think so.
Yeah.
So, but they didn't ask me. I don't think did they call you?
No,
You didn't get a call?
I think I missed it. I got
Yeah.
a call last night from a 407 number, and I think I just missed them.
That was Luigi
Yeah,
out in Vegas. So,
but then you got the Vols stuck with Ohio State. What a game that's going to be.
yeah.
I'm excited about it.
Yep, up there.
So-
So I don't think he's coaching for his job up at Ohio State. I still think they're after him. Hope not. I'm not into seeing guys lose their job, but
Getting blown out by Michigan doesn't help.
on your field, home field, and they were unranked 4 years and 4 times you've lost.
Yeah.
You've lost 10 total as a coach at Ohio State, and 5 of those have been against Michigan. 4 of those against Michigan. So
What'd you think about the whole the flag planting across the country? How'd that rub you? Do you like that? Do you think it's all good fun, good spirit, or is it, hey, take your loss and move on, let the other team do their thing, it's rival, it's fun, or is this total disrespectful, don't do it, it's not good for the game? What do you think?
I'm going B.
Not good for the game?
I think it's disrespectful. Okay, you won the game. If you beat me on my field, or in this case, court, because he's a hooper, you don't have to do anything. But as you're walking off court, say, "Look up there, boys. Look at that scoreboard."
Yeah.
That's all.
That, or really try to implement an actual kind of trophy
Yeah.
that can be
Pass
held
back and
up
forth.
at
Yeah.
But guys, let's hold up this kind
a
of
great
in-between
idea.
trophy that we can pass back and forth instead of me planting a flag. We're all meeting at midfield, holding up
Emotions are raw.
a NASCAR tire like the Bucks do.
There you go. The emotions are raw. You just came out of the ball. You just lost the game. Now I got to go shake your hand. I remember Larry Bird
Who's
said
the cheerleader giving him the flag to
Yeah.
begin with? Who's that guy? Who's that girl?
Yeah, who's
the
that girl?
mascot?
Yeah.
They're the ones that should be penalized.
Mhm.
They're the ones saying, "Here you go, take
Yep.
this flag, go plant that thing."
I blame the coaches. The coaches up there have control of their teams. Like, okay, guys, shake hands, get on off the field. Michigan had a run-in with Michigan State in the tunnel, either before the game, after the game, when they played. So it's an emotionally charged game. You just played a biggie, and you get beat on your field, and they're going to rub it in your face. I say get them off the field.
Yeah, I mean, you can't have that conversation in the locker room. All right, guys, now, if we win this thing, don't be going and grabbing a flag to plant
Yeah.
it. You really don't want to be talking about that at all
No.
in pregame. So it's
No.
kind of, maybe understood now moving forward that, hey, guys, we don't need this
We don't need
publicity.
this
Hopefully
anymore.
that's an AD conversation that's going to have. It's like, guys, we don't need this type of publicity and this type of – we don't need our kids getting
Pepper spray.
pepper
Pepper sprayed in a football game on the football field. Are you kidding me?
Oh,
What
man,
what
those
was it in
guys.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest? The inmates are running the asylum now.
running
They've
the
taken over the asylum.
Come
So
on.
it's
That's
crazy to have be pepper sprayed on the football field because of your actions. It's nuts. All right, one more topic. You got to get going. You got to get to a meeting. Transfer portal, college football. So I was just talking about this before you came over. All right, you got coaches getting fired. App State lost theirs. Charlotte lost theirs. They hired new coaches. Trey Lamb leaves East Tennessee State to go to Tulsa.
Mm-hmm.
He took 3 of his coaches with him. The other 3 are sitting over there going, the rest of them are going, okay, do I have a job? Don't have a job. They don't have a coach yet. Marshall, my school, Charles Huff, they win the Sun Belt on Saturday. 2 hours later, he leaves to go to Southern Miss. They've already hired a new coach in, Tony Gibson, coming over from NC State. So the transfer portal, you throw that on top of this. You got coaching changes. Tyler McCann's on the staff of XYZ school. His coach leaves. He didn't take him with him yet. So what do? Transfer portal yesterday had 1,000 kids hit the portal. It crashed the database system. Had so many kids going there at once. They're all out there right now flying around. So the rule is the earlier you get into the portal, the quicker you get recruited. But then you got coaches and schools that don't have coaches right now, or they're in flux. To me, it's a crazy time.
Yeah, because they want to get these coaches in as soon as possible
Yeah.
so they can start the recruiting process.
Yes.
And it's just, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of one of those things I definitely think, and I talked about this, I think, when we talked about NIL stuff, how it's just changing the game, but how they can, I mean, I feel like they should be able to jump in the portal and, if coach leaves, then – is he committing to me that I can follow him with him, or
Exactly.
what are we doing here? But it's I think it's definitely a crazy situation to see how it's like the Wild West. I mean, are there any rules? Are there any regulations to this? And it's just kids just jumping in, which again I think they should be able to do. But again, it's kind of okay. Well, are some kids jumping in prior to a bowl game or prior to going into postseason, and whether the coach is staying, they're going to say, well, yeah, you can if you're talking about jumping in the portal, you're doing it now, because I think that's what coaches are telling them to where, don't sit and play this last game. If we've got one, go ahead, get in the portal, get out of here.
Yeah.
Because at that point, it's really, which I hate to see. I think, some kids that don't play a bowl game because they're going to the league and they're not going to risk getting hurt. But again, I think we're at the point now to where, since NILs came in, all pride and tradition of a university of going to play for a specific school and staying there and being all balled in is kind of out the window. Again, coaches do it. Trey Lamb, for example, loves the Bucks, loves Johnson City. Thanks for being here. This is great. And then
Leave.
2 days later, he's gone. It's just like, what were you just saying when we just did this extension bonus?
Yep.
And then, so, again, chase the dollar. That's what it's about, it seems like, unfortunately. But the kids got to have that right, too. If that's the standard we're holding to administration and staff and coaches, then by all means, players should have that type of right too.
It's crazy.
It's better suiting their future.
Yep. It's crazy times. You got, again, schools out coaches, you got guys out here in the transfer portal. Then they may not get the best look. They may not get the choice of the team they really want to go to, because these coaches are in flux right now, these programs, some of them anyway. And then you look at the 12 schools that are playing for the college football playoffs. Their focal point should be on getting ready for the other team, but yet they have to park it for, I'm sure there's somebody on staff that's, checking all this out, burn the phones up and going, come back to head coach McCann and say, hey, Tom Taylor's available, and who's out there watching? George Gwynn's available, and Spencer Nave's available. So
start getting them.
Let's go get them.
But yeah, it's I don't know, it's tough, and it brings in a whole new wrinkle to coaching and to recruiting, and they're probably hiring a whole new staff to individual to start tracking these things and to do that. So,
and on top of that, Coach McCann says we got $50,000 to spend for NIL. So then you start going parts and pieces. Well, Tom Taylor wants this, and he's either going to go here, he's going to go to Marshall, and Spencer Nave wants this, and George Gwynn said we want this cut of the pie, or we're going to go. So all of a sudden you throw in the NIL money on top of everything else, and it's a quagmire. But they pay those coaches big bucks to make these decisions and be in the line of fire. So what's going on here at Carter County Bank before you take off?
Man, we're diving into holiday season. We love this time of the year to where we can reach out, touch clients, really build relationships, which is what we love to do. And it's cool on the business and side that I'm on. It gives me that we like to get out in the community, participate in our local events that we're doing, from parades, Christmas tree lightings, all sorts of that kind of stuff, but also gives us time to really connect with our clients and really build that relationship. So that's a cool part we really like to do in this time of season. So, and too many people taking off work this time of year.
Yeah,
everybody wanting to take off.
Yeah, you call them, they're gone from vacation,
which is fine.
Yeah,
it's all good. Shout out Spencer Nave, Unaka Rangers. Guys been looking pretty good.
They would be hard up with a 53-year-old rookie. Talk about George. Yeah, I'm right there with you. I may get them down the field once.
George, everybody needs water out there. Maybe there we go.
He'll be the water boy.
Put you in charge of the water.
Gwynn, go get us.
Or you're the guy that stops the cheerleader from handing out flags to go get planted at the 50-yard line. You stop them. That's your job.
I can see George walking around behind head coach with a headphone cord. He's got somebody that's
he's the belt loop guy. Yeah, belt looper. Always pulling him back.
Go to your meeting,
let's go to Kiwanis, Kiwanis Club of Elizabethton. Shout out them.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much. We'll hope you see you in a little bit.
Yes, sir. Good man. Tyler McCann. Love having him on the show. Quick break. We'll take a look at some more college football. What we're going to do at East Tennessee State, we're in a scramble mode to get a coach. And so we just talked about that very thing, transfer portal. So, there are kids that are going – it's not just the big boys. There are kids transferring from mid-major to mid-major, or from the big boys, they're not getting to play, down to a mid-major like East Tennessee State. So who's in charge over there right now? Not just there, but Appalachian State got a new coach, fired theirs, got a new one within 24 hours. So did Charlotte. So we told you about Marshall. They got their coach. He's gone. To Southern Miss, they got an interim coach on the staff. He's going to coach them through the bowl game against Army in the Independence Bowl. But who's up there at Marshall getting on the horn going, okay, I'm sure there is somebody. But who do you answer to, because the new coach doesn't come in until January 1st? Who is, in Marshall's case, the defensive coordinator at NC State, Tony Gibson, a West Virginia native, coming back to coach the Herd. So I'm up there on the horn going, okay, Tyler McCann and George Gwynn and Spencer Nate, these guys are interested. Who, do I have the green light to sign them? Well, they want some NIL money. Well, how much do we have? It's just to me, it's a big question mark. I'm sure these questions have been answered on campuses across the country, but still, it's interesting times in college football. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Again, Tennessee on top of the men's poll for the first time since 2019. The Lady Vols cracked the top 25 for the first time since 2023. She's got them playing, folks. They can play. I watched them the other night. They get after it now. They are in your face defense, and boy, she is tough. I like her. She's a West Virginia girl. She's a Marshall girl, Kim Caldwell. So, and the Doomsdayers have said, well, they haven't played anybody when they're running these people off the floor. They haven't played anybody. Well, they went to Barclay Center in Brooklyn on a neutral site, beat a top 25 program on a neutral site in their 6th or 7th game of the season. Now, is that beating South Carolina? Of course not. Is that beating some of the other teams in the SEC? Of course not. But this time last year, they're all, I think the one that got everybody's attention when the Vols got beat, the Lady Vols got beat by Middle Tennessee State. That's no knock on the Lady Blue Raiders, who had a young lady from Kingsport was the key to the team, Courtney Whitson. But when you lose on that level, that caliber program, it gets everybody's attention. So now they're winning. And I still read, well, they haven't won the big one. They haven't beat anybody yet. Okay. Beating Iowa, Caitlin Clark's old school, on a neutral site, top 25 programs, I think it's pretty impressive. So it's 30 turnovers they had, and they had 42 points off the turnovers. Pretty good. They are in your face, Pat Summitt-like defense. And so, anyway, Lady Vols in the polls the first time since 2023. The men are number one for the first time in the land since 2019. They play tonight, Tennessee's men's team, 6:30 tip-off in New York at Madison Square Garden against Miami of Florida.
In a world where clutter, trash, and debris threaten your property, one man is ready to save the day. He's Container Man, your dumpster delivery superhero. Need to clear out your garage? Call Container Man. Remodeling your home? Call Container Man. Demolition waste taking over your job site? Call Container Man. From minor to major projects, Container Man has the perfect size dumpster for every task. With lightning fast delivery and the customer service of a locally owned company, he will help you restore order to your world. When you're ready to fight clutter, trash, and debris, call Container Man.
We're talking to our great sponsor of Cyclone Sports and Tom Dillon Sports Show, Dr. Smith, and the folks at Physical Therapy Services. For those out there who have no clue, tell us what it's all about.
Physical Therapy Services is a local mom and pop run physical therapy and occupational therapy clinic. We have clinic locations. We have 3 locations, 2 in Elizabeth and 1 in Roan Mountain. Our main office, where I'm located at 1975 West Elk Avenue, we focus on adults and athletic injuries. We have a pediatric clinic at 1500 West Elk Avenue that does both physical therapy and occupational therapy for the little kiddos out there. And then we have a clinic in Roan Mountain as well to take care of our wonderful Carter Countyans in the Roan Mountain community, and all focused on orthopedics and sports-related injuries, along with just general concerns with patients and people that want to be able to get out and move better. The human body is made to move, and that's what we try to do, is keep people moving.
Keep people moving. Hours are open.
7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Social media, how do we find out more about you?
Physical Therapy Services on Facebook. Look us up. You can also find us online at ptstn.net. And or you can just call the office, 423-543-0073, and we will put you in touch with the right people to get you the correct care that you need, whether it's through us or through one of our other affiliates that we work with.
There you go. One of our great sponsors, love promoting them. Again, the great folks at Physical Therapy Services, proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. It's exciting Elizabethton Cyclone doubleheader basketball. Hi, this is Tom Taylor, inviting you to join Joseph Taylor for the girls' game, Dr. John Mitten for the boys' game, as the Cyclones host the Science Hill Hilltoppers this Tuesday at John Treadway Gymnasium. Video and audio. Airtime 6:15 with the girls' game, boys' game to follow. Cyclone basketball hosting Science Hill. It all starts this Tuesday night at 6:15 here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show Facebook page and on YouTube. Go Elizabethton Cyclone basketball. And back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. Show number 2198, tomorrow 99, then the show number 2200. I'm pretty excited about that, I'll just tell you. been at this 10 years. There's been a lot of yapping, a lot of talking, a lot of highs, a lot of lows. We've had equipment. I'm telling you, it's just been nuts. The progression, like in any business, you've had your growing pains, and so we'll celebrate the 2200th show on Thursday at the Eagle Center here in downtown Elizabeth. I'm very excited about being a part of that. College football, Georgia quarterback Carson Beck's going to be out for the playoffs. That elbow injury hit that play right before halftime against Texas in the SEC championship. So he's out. Beck did not return, is not going to return apparently. Backup quarterback Gunnar Stockton entered in relief, helped the Bulldogs beat Texas in overtime. Also, their punter, Brett Thorson, suffered a knee injury. He's going to be missing the rest of the season. So one of the top punters in the country. So two big losses for Georgia. Of course, they're going to wait. They get a bye for the first week in the playoffs. But still, no Carson Beck and no Brett Thorson going forward for the Georgia football team, which is obviously very huge. Monday Night Football last night. Cowboys found another way to lose. Wow. They got problems. Goodness gracious. 20-20 tie late in the game. The Cowboys block a Bengals punt, but then they fumbled the football there, or they muffed it. Cincinnati got possession. 3 plays later, he did it again. Joe Burrow, who's having a birthday today, he's 28. Joe Burrow hit wide receiver Jamar Chase for the touchdown with about a minute to go in the ball game. Bengals improved to 5-8. Snapping a 3-game losing streak, the Cowboys fall to 5-8, but they are 1-6 in Dallas. Wow. Joe Burrow, big night. Burrow, 33 out of 44, 369 yards and 3 touchdowns and an interception. Big night for Burrow. So the Bengals, let's see, Jamar Chase, a record 14 catches on Monday Night Football. He now shares with Cooper Kupp and Jerry Rice and Herman Moore. So there you go. Big night last night for the Bengals, beating Dallas in Big D. Again, the Cowboys 1-6 at home. So there you go. Cowboys moving forward, finish the season with games at Carolina, home against Tampa, at Philadelphia, and home against Washington. So they can still get in the playoffs, but they're going to have to get a lot of help, have to win out, and get a lot of help from everybody else to make it. Bengals, meanwhile, stop a 3-game losing streak, and they're now 5-8. They'll close out games at Tennessee, home against Cleveland and Denver, and then at Pittsburgh. That's a tough row for the Bengals. Titans aren't any good. Cleveland's not very good, but those last two, Denver and Pittsburgh, those they need to win out too to make sure they get in the playoffs. So the Bengals big win last night. Cowboys found another way to lose at their place. What I say, they're 1-6, 1-6 in Dallas. Unbelievable. Joseph Taylor's going to join us tonight. We'll go in there at 6:15 with the Lady Cyclones and the guys to follow. Guys game in particular, Science Hill's got 7 wins. Cyclones have 6 wins. It's going to be a good matchup early in the season between two non-conference teams. I don't know if you saw the football schedule coming out for 2025, but Cyclones got their football schedule set. They will play, the non-conference at Science Hill. We pick up 2 new ones. We drop Morristown West. Dobbins Minutes didn't want to play us. So we move on to pick up Tennessee High and Westridge. So those are the 2 new schools on next year's calendar, next year's schedule. The TSSAA gets in and hits the buttons and prints out the regional schedule, and we'll go back to Greenville next year. So everybody's up in arms about that, but that's a TSSAA. We were there last year, this past season. We have to go back again, so we'll finish up the regular season in Greenville again. We open up at Science Hill. We got 6 home and 4 road games. So we'll run that schedule down for you tonight of the ball game. But it's going to be an exciting season next year, picking up Tennessee High, which is a great backyard rival from Bristol to Stone Castle, the legendary and historic Stone Castles, where we'll play when we go there. And we'll pick up Westridge, as we said, and we keep Science Hill. So we have 8 teams in the region, only 3 non-conference games now. And they're all 3 in the front of the season, back to back to back. Science Hill, Tennessee High, and Westridge. So then we'll get into the conference play, roll right through with an open week mid-season, and finish things up in Greenville next year for the 2025 schedule. On the ice tonight, National Hockey League, the Predators will be at home hosting the Calgary Flames. Where the other teams skate, Toronto skates in New Jersey, Pittsburgh home to Colorado, San Jose, the Sharks in Carolina, Columbus hosting the Philadelphia Flyers tonight. L.A., the Kings in New York to skate against the Islanders. Boston at Winnipeg, Edmonton hosting Tampa Bay, Minnesota the Wild and Utah. Vancouver the Canucks tonight hosting the St. Louis Blues, and Florida skates in Seattle. Again, the Predators tonight at home against Calgary. On the ice, they'll drop the puck at 8 o'clock Nashville time tonight at Bridgestone Arena for the Predators and the Calgary Flames in town for a match of the National Hockey League. NBA tonight, only 2 games on tap. Orlando, the Magic in Milwaukee, and Dallas will be in Oklahoma City. That is your NBA schedule, light night obviously, for this Tuesday, December the 10th. We'll take a break, come back. We'll take a look at high school sports coming up next. We're on the road here at Carter County Bank on this Tuesday, December the 10th, show number 2198. We'll come back after this from one of our great sponsors, making it go, the good folks from Advanced Heat Pump Systems. You're watching show number 2198 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
After a long, hard day at work, all you want to do is relax at home, right? But how can you possibly relax when your home's not comfortable? If you want to feel more comfortable at home, give Advanced Heat Pump Systems a call today. With over 30 years of experience and the most innovative solutions, you can rest assured that Advanced Heat Pump Systems will make your home more comfortable. Give them a call today, 926-2665, or visit them online at advancedheatpump.com.
Christmas is here. How can you help folks Christmas giving and catering and trays? And tell us what all you can do for us.
Well, the first thing is gift cards. People love gift cards.
Mm-hmm.
So come get your gift cards. We've got enough to go around. If you want multiple gift cards, please come inside. We don't want to do those in the drive-thru. We can do one in the drive-thru too, but not multiple. Also, nugget trays, strip trays, fruit trays, cookie trays, brownie trays. A lot of people don't know about our brownies. They're incredible. We don't sell as many of those as cookies, but I think cookies are the way to go for a lot of folks. But we have salad trays. So everybody's going to have parties. So come get your trays and make everybody happy wherever you show up.
And the world famous mac and cheese tray.
Mac and cheese tray, yeah.
Oh,
don't let me forget that.
Yep. Phone number to call, by the way, is 297-1266 is the number to call.
Download the app as well. Go to chickfil-a.com/Elizabethton. Really easy to do your ordering online. It makes it so much easier for us. We know exactly what's going on. The computer tells us what time it'll pop up when it's time to get ready and all that good stuff. So we'd be grateful for you to do that as well.
Christmas shopping is not it's just that easy. It can't be any easier than what you do right here at Chick-fil-A here in Elizabeth. One of our great sponsors of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show, Chick-fil-A in Elizabethton. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, speaking of football, let's take a look at the Region 1 all-regional football team. The Offensive Player of the Year was Carson Quillen out of Greenville. Or Player of the Year, I should say. Offensive Player of the Year, Caden Ball of Greenville. Landon Jeffers, Cherokee, and Mason Phillips of Northview Academy. Defensive Player of the Year was Drew Armbruster of Greenville. Archer Laney of Northview. The Athlete of the Year was Ashton Taylor Granger and Justice Wallen from the Cyclones. Let's see. The defensive co-lineman of the year was C.J. Reyes from Greenville, and Kyron Smalls from Elizabethton. Specialist of the year was Caleb Campbell from Elizabethton. It should be. What a heck of a year he had, punting and kicking off. Coach of the year, Eddie Spradlin from Greenville. All regional from the Cyclones, Braden Rainwater, Landon Hughes, Gavin Kodak, Seth Campbell, Zach Wallen, Justin Whitehead, Bryson Rowland, Rhett Slego, and Billy Woodby. From Greenville, the all-regional team, Thomas Lawler, Jackson Nichols, Jeriah Griffin, Jeherbius Moore, Isaac McGill, Noah Murray, Maddox Bishop, Bishop Merriweather, Zorian Harris, and Colton Smith. Cherokee, the all-regional team, Cooper Bledsoe, Roe Fletcher, Mason Emery, Cannon Baldo, Cole Davis, Lofton Hayes, Hayden Hook, and Jaden Gonzalez. From Sullivan East, the all-regional team, Blue Prophet, Shane Hinsdale, Peyton Lingerfeld, Jose Valencia, and Andrew McDuffie. And from Volunteer from the All-Region 4A team, Keelan Relaford, Owen Fleener, Braden Cheek, and Jacoby Hyatt. Here, I think is most impressive part of this whole celebration of these kids, the all-academic team. Yeah, these guys going to class, getting it done. Elizabeth and Bryson Rowland, Greenville Lincoln Burrows. Cherokee all-academic was Samuel Augusta. Grayson Reed, all-academic from Northview. Granger was Blake Bishop. Karsten Toole from Sullivan East. And Brock Mao from Volunteer. Those are your all-academic guys, which I think is very impressive. So there you go. What's going on in basketball tonight? It's a busy night. Busy night. In hoops, it's double headers all over the place. You got Dobbinsville at Cherokee, Crockett at Westridge. Sullivan East will be at Daniel Boone tonight. Science Hill and Elizabeth, and we told you about that. We're going to air the broadcast at 6:15. Gate City will be at Tennessee High. Volunteer hosting Unicoi County. Greenville travels to Bearden tonight. These are double headers, guys and girls. Chucky Doak will be in Hampton to battle the Bulldogs. Happy Valley at West Green. Johnson County hosting South Green. North Green will be at Hancock County. Unaka hosting Twin Springs, Virginia tonight. And Apostolic Christian will be at Providence Academy. It's a doubleheader night all the way up and down. Again, we go in there at 6:15. Tip-off at 6:30, Lady Cyclones and Lady Hilltoppers. Boys to follow. And in Southwest Virginia, as we said, Gate City will be coming across the state line into Bristol at Viking Hall to battle Tennessee High. And Twin Springs, the Fighting Titans, will be in Unaka tonight. So that's your high school basketball schedule for this Tuesday, December the 10th. We thank you for being with us wherever you may be as we work our way through. Coming up, we'll be joined by Andrew McKeon, El Presidente of Carter County Bank. Also going to be joined by Mark Fowler from Pleasant Beach Baptist Church. Gives his take on Tennessee football, see what's going on with his eyes, what he sees as far as the Vols and getting ready for the Ohio State Buckeyes a week from Saturday. Don't forget the Christmas parade will be here in Elizabeth at 6 o'clock on Saturday. And we got a couple others. We'll take a break and come back and bring you those, let you know who's going to be doing the Christmas parade. Santa Claus at a couple of food cities today. We'll tell you about that. And we'll run down the National Football League. Who plays where coming up this week? Another big week. Got some really good games coming up. Here are the Sisters in Christ with Way in a Manger. Some music, the sounds of the season on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. All you faithful. All right, here we go. I'm out of the way and take it away, ladies.
Away in a manger, no crib for a bed. The little Lord Jesus laid down his sweet head. The stars in the sky looked down where he lay. The little Lord Jesus asleep on the hay. Oh, come, all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. Oh, come ye to Bethlehem. Come and behold him, born the King of angels. Oh, come, oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him, Christ the Lord.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Again, we are live at Carter County Bank here in downtown Elizabethton. So the parade's coming up this week. Final week of the parades. Jonesboro will be at 6 o'clock on Saturday. Well, let's do chronologically. Bluff Cities will be at 4 o'clock on Saturday. Grundy, Virginia at 5 o'clock. Elizabethton at 6. And Jonesboro at 6. So those are the parades coming up this week. And so we're going to have ours here in Elizabethton at 6. Jonesboro's at 6 and Bluff City's at 4, and Grundy, Virginia's will be at 5 on Saturday. All right, you've got a racing NASCAR down at Rick Ranch's place down at Pensacola at the Five Flag Speedway. The Snowball Derby coming up, 57th annual this weekend. Runs starting on Thursday, qualifying in different nights and the bracket racing and so on and so forth. And they'll get ready to go with it and get with it. Sunday at 1 o'clock, the 5th annual Snowball Derby, 300 laps. A lot of the NASCAR drivers have been in it in the past, including the late Dale Earnhardt. Also, Richard Petty, Bobby Allison, Darrell Waltrip, Rusty Wallace, David Pearson, all among the NASCAR legends to make at least one Snowball Derby start. So that's going on this weekend in Pensacola at the Five Flag Speedway. Of course, everybody's down right now for NASCAR, getting ready to start the new season. Qualifying coming up, and the Daytona 500, all that right around the corner. So, but this week it's the Snowball Derby in Pensacola at Five Flag Speedway. So there you go. All right, you have tomorrow, so no, we got 2 more days to bid on these items for this die-cast toys and action figures at collinsandcompany.info. There it is. You got 2 more days to do it. Ends on the 12th at 6 o'clock. You have today and tomorrow to bid on these knives, collectible sports memorabilia, and ammo online auction at collinsandcompany.info. These all start at $1 a bet. And so, or $1 a bid, not bet, $1 a bid. So the knife selection, Case, Frost, Whitetail, Gerber, all kinds of fishing supplies and more. Also, you have sports cards, vintage watches, clocks, other neat items. It's really cool. It's a knives, collectible sports memorabilia, and ammo auction. Good through tomorrow, December the 11th. There it is, collinsandcompany.info. Need to check that one out. Then you bid on this one until 6:30 tonight. This is a building, 4,000 square foot commercial building on 19E going towards Bristol. Turn on to Highway 91. Drive about 13 miles, building on the left. Here it is. You can bid on it until 6:30 tonight at collinsandcompany.info. So there you be. Highway 91. Then we've got this one closes today. So if you like comic books, Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, here's comic books. This one goes till 6 o'clock tonight, then it's done. A comic book extravaganza, what do you say, over 500 comic books going out the door. Wraps up bidding today at 6 o'clock, so if you're a comic book enthusiast, you want to go to this website, collinsandcompany.info, and bid on it because you run out of time today at 6 o'clock. It'll close it out. All right, Santa Claus in town. He's going to be at different food cities today. He will be in our region in Gray today from 5 till 7 at the Food City in Gray, Jason's store. And so you go out there with your camera, get a picture on your phone, however you want to do it. Get your picture taken with Santa Claus. Ho, ho, ho. Today from 5 till 7 today at the Food City in Gray. Quick break. He's here. Andrew McKeon joins us coming up next. We are live on the road. We are Carter County Bank at his place. Here's Kirby Smart, head football coach of the Georgia Bulldogs. Do you change things with your game strategy? You're into 16, 17 games. Do you change your strategy in terms of longevity, playing a lot of football games? Here's Kirby Smart's response to the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Playing the schedule we play in improving the strength of the roster, I don't know if that's the case. I think the way we go about practicing is critical. I believe in having a physical, tough camp. I don't think you back off from that. If you do, it may not matter about those games. If you're not physical enough at the line of scrimmage and you're not tough enough and you don't demand excellence, because during the season there's only so much we can do to create the toughness that we need at the line of scrimmage and the toughness we need as an overall football team. Camp is tough. You know, and I think that's important that it remains tough. We do have to be smart to stay healthy. We have certain areas of our team that we maybe have more depth than others, and you got to be smart and calculated about the risk you take of losing guys. But I think every coach is reflecting right now saying, okay, we may have a longer schedule. We certainly have a tougher schedule. How we play games is played to win. And how we play at the end of the games, if we have leads, we've always looking to get guys opportunity and grow players, a la Carson Beck getting into a lot of games when he was behind Stetson so that they're ready when their opportunity comes.
Coffee Company, proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. You sell coffee and lots of it. Tell us about the coffee here at the Coffee Company.
We do. So we sell lots of coffee here. We've got all of the lattes that you could want, chais, mochas. We have even hot tea. We sell coffee by the pound. So the Coffee Company, our name is the Coffee Company. So we do sell coffee. There it is.
There it is.
That's great.
Yep.
But we're more than that too. We're about community here. So when you come in to get your coffee in the morning or come in for lunch during the day, it's really about the community that you get to be a part of. Locals, people coming back to visit that used to live here. It's a great way to connect, great place for business meetings, sit and study, sit and do work here. We have wireless internet. So there's lots of opportunity to enjoy the coffee and enjoy community.
Hours are open?
Hours we are open is 7 to 5, Monday through Saturday, and then we serve lunch from 11 to 3.
Social media, how do we find you?
Well, you can find us at our website at tncoffeecompany.com. Search for us on Facebook. We're also on Instagram, The Coffee Company.
And the magic phone number is?
Is 423-542-3438.
One of our great sponsors in downtown Elizabeth, and be loyal. Support the local businesses. The Coffee Company, proud sponsor of the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Elizabethton Cyclone Sports. And back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. We are live here again at Carter County Bank. Yeah. How you doing, sir?
I'm good. You all right, Tom?
Doing good. Congratulations. What for this time? Well, your daughter's going to Disney.
That's right. We're going to Disney. That's
going
right.
to Disney. Get you some Mickey Mouse ears.
Yeah.
We'll have Victoria on tonight talking about it. The ladies have earned the right. They went to a competition where?
Saturday in Sevierville.
Sevierville, yep. And earned the right to go to Disney with part of being talented with the cheerleading, and so we'll let her talk about that, but he's a proud papa, and we certainly understand that. Basketball tonight, doubleheader. Joseph Taylor will be with us tonight with the girls' game and the guys' game to follow. So Dr. Minton, I just found out this morning, won't be here, so Joseph's going to jump in and do both. So you need to work one with me, too.
You just let me know. I don't want to take Minton's spot. He knows a lot more about basketball than I do.
Yeah, well, he played it. He can coach it,
Yep.
and he played it, too, and so he did them both and did them both well, apparently. So it does a pretty good job being the principal of our school, too.
He does. He does a good job.
He does a great job. He does. All right, so college football. We can sit there and beat it around all day long, but it's been established. You got Clemson of Texas, and they'll play Arizona State. Tennessee, Ohio State will play Oregon. SMU, Penn State winner will play Boise State. Indiana, Notre Dame winner will play Georgia. Are you good with these, or what?
Yeah, I'm good with those.
Everybody's good?
I think everybody else had their chance to make their statement, and if you lost 3 games, then it's harder to get in. I probably would have had maybe a little issue if Alabama would have got in over Miami, but since SMU knocked them both out, then
Doesn't matter.
That took care of that. It
Yeah.
didn't matter which one was ranked higher. They're both on the outside looking in.
Clemson, Texas, who wins that game?
I think that's a tough one for Clemson. I think Texas is going to maybe have the upper hand in that one. In Austin, Texas has got a tremendous defense, and I'm not sure. Clemson ran into when they played Georgia earlier in the year. They didn't fare well, but Klubnik, however you say his name, he's been playing a lot better. I think he is from Texas, so it'll be interesting to see him go back down that direction and see if they can do something. But I think that's a tough draw for them.
SMU and Penn State.
I think if you get the SMU from the second half, I think they can really give Penn State a lot. They've got to not have all those unforced errors and turnovers. But if they play that clean second half like they did against Clemson, I think they can give Penn State all they want. But Penn State might pull out a squeaker, but I think SMU can beat them.
Indiana, Notre Dame.
I think that one's going to go to Notre Dame. I could be totally wrong. Indiana's played one team that is awake, and they got smoked pretty good. So I'll just go ahead and say I'll put my money on Notre Dame in that one.
Tennessee, Ohio State, and Columbus.
I think it's a tough one for Tennessee, but I think it is doable. I think we're going to have to control the ball and control the clock. I mean, I know that's not our specialty, but we're going to have to let Dylan Sampson keep pounding it in there, and we can't give up on the run. We've got to keep Ohio State off the field as much as possible. They're very dynamic, but we've got some good cornerbacks this year, which I can't usually come on here and say that. So I think we can hold our own as long as we can pressure the quarterback and make things tough on them. I know Ohio State's line's banged up. Their left tackle missed some time earlier in the year, and their center, who's one of the top centers in the nation, is done. So that'll give us if we can put some pressure on the quarterback, that changes the whole outlook.
Transfer portal, 1,000 hit it so much yesterday that shut down the database. It crashed. Got 1,000 guys inside the transfer portal, and some big name guys too. So, what's your take on that? The first day in, it doubles the number of guys from a year ago.
Yeah, I think it's only going to get worse. I mean, as people feel like they have to put their name out there in order to get the bidding war started. I think you're going to see a lot of people. I mean, there's one kid, I can't remember who it was. He's on like his 5th school in 5 years. He's living his best life. He's been all over the country. He's seen it all.
Yeah. He's been on the Grand Tour.
Yep.
As George Jones sang.
Yep.
On the Grand Tours. His 5th school. That's kind of abolishing the system, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
To say the least.
It's just a big free agency.
Yeah. If I'm a coach and Tom Taylor's coming to be on my football team and I'm at his 5th stop, I'd got to raise the red flag going, okay, is this guy a clubhouse cancer? I mean, why is he on his 5th school? So,
but you know as well as I do, I mean, those coaches get paid to win.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say 97% of them aren't going to care as long as he can throw for 3,000 yards or rush for 1,500 or get 10 sacks. They'll deal with whatever baggage comes with them as long as they can get employed for another year and get that next big contract.
It enhances job security, does it not?
It does.
There you go. Whether you like it or not, you're exactly right. So at the end of the day, if the guys on the field can produce, we'll work with him off the field and try and get through his attitude or whatever he has or doesn't have. So I get it. It's all about the scratch. So college basketball, Tennessee #1 for the first time since 2019. #1 in the country, which is awesome. They'll put that right to the test tonight. Miami coming in to play them, not coming in, playing them rather at Madison Square Garden. So, what's your take on the Tennessee men's team?
I think they're playing some really good ball. I mean, I thought there would be a drop off when Connect got drafted and he left, but the Lanier kid is doing a great job shooting the ball and taking up some of those shots, and he's making them. Bulk shooting's great if it's going in, but it's not great if it's not.
Yeah.
So he does a good job with that. I think some of those other transfers have known the role. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce the center's name, OKPARA or however you say it or spell it. He's done a great job keeping the defense tight under the goal and rebounding and picking up 8-10 points a game. So I think we've got a good little team. Looks like we've got a good they've gelled well together, and I think as long as they keep doing that, then we can make some noise.
Lady Vols,
the SEC is very tough.
Oh, absolutely very tough. We talked about it earlier in the show with Tyler.
Yeah.
Top 10, you got Tennessee,
Auburn,
Kentucky, Florida. Oh, I got it here somewhere. I had it from my notes to talk to.
Alabama, they still in the top
Alabama,
10?
Yeah. El Presidente McKeon, and it's here somewhere. It's probably in this stack where it's watch this. It's going to be right here. Yep, right where I put it. Tennessee, Auburn, Kentucky, Alabama, and Florida in the top 10. That's 5 out of the top 10 SEC teams.
5 out of the top 9 if you count Kansas. They're 10th. So.
Yep, you're right. Then you go on further down. Oklahoma's 13th. Texas A&M 17th, Ole Miss 19th, Mississippi State 25th. So SEC basketball is pretty stout, to say the least. So that's what's going on there. And so the Lady Vols in for the first time since 2023. So, man, they play. I watched them the other night. Now, they get after it.
Yep. They're a lot of fun to watch.
Oh, me, oh, my. They don't – and she is on them all the time. Again, it looks like Pat Summitt Jr., really.
Yeah, I'm glad to see them getting a little excitement back down there. It's been tough to watch them for the last few years.
Yes, 2023, first time they're in the polls. So, good stuff. So, you're a banker, obviously, bank president. So, Mr. Soto signs a contract. I broke it down the other night. Per inning.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Per inning. $34,979 an inning. There you go.
It's a good job if you can get it.
You can get it. If Mr. Green's ever going to pay you $34,979 a day, you go, okay. I hate to do that, but I'll take it. So
Well, I told my son, I said, he was asking me about it. I said, nobody's worth that. I don't
No.
care who it is. So, that's a lot of money, $35,000 an inning. So, one game, you do that times 9, it's $300,000 a game,
Yep. And then he got a $75 million signing bonus. So he's JUAN. So there's 8 letters divided by 75. That's 9.
8 times 9, 72.
Yeah.
And so
9 point something million per letter.
Yeah.
To sign his name. So it is absurd. It's crazy. It's nuts. And here's the thing. This. It only takes one twisted knee or something in the batting cage, or I've read where guys slipped and fell in the shower, busted knees, and tore. So it only takes one mess up. He's out, but he's still gonna get paid regardless.
Yeah, it is. It's harder and harder to take your family to go watch a ball game. I mean, and that's the whole. The kids that are going to keep growing up, they want to watch those games and be those special moments, and it's hard. But I get it. I mean, it's hard on those guys to play 162 games too. I mean, it's hard on your body.
That's the beauty of high school sports, in my opinion. We get to go call high school kids that aren't playing for the dollar, playing for the love of the game. Most of them won't even go on to college, so. And we'll have 2 tonight, Lady Cyclones at 6:15. The guys to follow against Science Hill. There'll be a young lady out there cheering that her father and mother will be up in the stands watching and rooting her on to be one of the cheerleaders for the Elizabethton Cyclones. Lots going on. Carter County Bank's tied into a lot of things at Christmas. What's going on?
Yep. We've got a special, I don't know what to call it, day with Santa down there Saturday with the Park and Rec. So you can go down there and see Santa, and we try to be involved as many things at this time of the year. This is our favorite time of the year. Starts with the tree lighting, and we've sponsored a few other events through the chamber and the Park and Rec. So we love being involved in the community. We've got a heart for this place. Obviously, I grew up here, live here, raising my family here. So the more we can do to make it a special place, and I think Christmas is special anywhere. But if we can just put that to use down here and have some normalcy that we haven't had over the last few months, I think that's great, and we're happy to be a part of that.
Golf Course Acres on Saturdays having the
Lights for
Jesus. Yep.
Yes, sir.
It's a really cool thing. How many homes? I guess almost all the homes involved, are there?
For the most part, yeah. Probably
Thousands.
99% of the people out there probably have their lights up and their candles lit, so hopefully it'll be a light wind nights, and so we won't have bags catching on fire and blowing around. But if so, they'll just make a light and it'll just blow in front of your car and move on.
Yeah, thousands of bags will be out.
It is.
It's unbelievable, and so they're all luminaries in white bags with sand and candles, and it's awesome. So
everybody cuts their lights down to just having your parking lights on or something like that. Something drives slowly through the neighborhood and just enjoys the decorations that people have out, and the time of the year. Hopefully they can just take a minute to think about why we're really doing what we're doing. So
Lights for Jesus. It's going to be great. It's an annual event. It's been doing it for years and years and years in Golf Course Acres, which is a part of the city of Elizabeth. For those of you out of town, I'll let Miss Sanders sing a blessed afternoon to you, Tom, and your guest. There you go. That would be him. Hello, Bart Lyons, one of our great basketball officials watching. So busy night tonight. Got games all over the place. We still have a referee shortage, by the way. I don't know how you're going to fix that. I mean, it's a legitimate. I mean, it's gotten to the point where they're starting to talk about, scheduling games on alternate days other than the typical Tuesday, Friday, because there's just not enough officials in the middle school games, and so
it's hard.
Yeah, Bart's one of them. Does a great job. We appreciate him. So it's that time of year.
It is.
Yeah.
It is a wide
Exciting.
open. We got a little few week reprieve after football, and now here we go. So
Yes.
let's go through end of February, early March in basketball.
March Madness. Yep.
Yep.
Then,
So
then
it'll be
baseball
exciting.
starts, and he's making $34,979 an inning.
Yeah.
Juan Soto. It's unbelievable. So, but you know what? If they came and said, we're going to pay you that to do this show, I'd go, gosh, I hate to take it, but I'll do it. We're
Mm-hmm.
direct deposit right here. Put it in my Carter County Bank.
That's right.
Every week or every month, whatever. So
We'll figure out how for you to get that deposit in there. You keep working on getting the contract, and we'll figure out a way to get it in.
we'll get it in. Yep. If we keep bringing the wheelbarrow, we'll get it in.
That's right.
However it takes it, we're going to load all that money, put it in the wheelbarrow, and get it in.
You can use one of our ITMs, 30 bills at a time. It'll take you a minute.
But we'll get her done.
Yes, sir.
All right. Quick break. We'll be right back. He's here. our pastor. Get ready. Going to put him to the test. We'll do that right after this from our great sponsor, Poor Trav's Deli. We are live here on the road at Carter County Bank on the Tom Taylor Sports. Tell me, we don't talk a lot about it, Gabe. Tell me about the cold subs. Tell me about those from Poor Trav's, would you please?
So our cold subs, they come in 2 different sizes, 12-inch, 6-inch, and they come with bologna, salami, ham, cheese, and then we can put whatever you want on it, and they come pre-made. We can get you in and out of here pretty quick.
6-inch or 12-inch?
Yes, sir.
6 inches, how much?
6-inch is $5.19, and a 12-inch is $6.49.
You couldn't make it for that. You couldn't go buy the bread. There's no way you could go buy the bread and make what they're going to do for you for that kind of price. The cold sub, 6-inch or 12-inch. They also sell salads. Tell me about the salads.
So we got a house salad that comes with cheese, tomato, croutons, and then 2 packs of dressing of your choice. And we can also throw our special signature onions on them. And then the chef salad comes with the same thing, but we can throw any type of meat you want on there. So a house salad is $6.29, and then the chef salad is $7.49.
Not going to bust your billfold, folks, and you get a salad too. They don't scrimp. That's kind of the motto. We don't scrimp. If you get a sandwich on those hot subs, we don't scrimp. So what's you're here all the time. What's the top 3 sandwiches you guys make day in and day out?
Ham and cheese, most popular. I'd say second to that, probably Mad Italian, and then third is probably a Reuben.
Yep. The Mad Italian is what? What do you get on it?
So you get ham, turkey, cheese, and then we can throw everything on there for you.
We got 10 cases of drinks over here. Everything, Pepsi products, Coke products, energy drinks, got all that. We got, we run through all the different Wise, Cape Cod, Toms, Lances, Doritos, Cheetos, got all the different kinds of chips.
Yes, sir.
All right here. Phone number to call is?
I actually don't know that part.
543?
Yes, 6128.
6128. Poor Trav's Deli, they also sponsor our Player of the Game, folks. Every time a kid plays ball, again, from Elizabeth and Tia Duggar, we give them a Poor Trav's Deli Player of the Game. We appreciate that very much. Gabe Sexton, folks, one of our great sponsors right here, working hard at Poor Trav's Deli. There's people out there love when he comes to get on this. They just love it. They said, "You boys are hilarious." We don't try to be.
Just naturally.
Just naturally. We're just naturally
gifted.
That's it. So, is our pastor from Pleasant Beach Baptist Church, who's also a big sports guy, and we're going to talk about the Lord here in a little bit. He had a great, awesome challenge Sunday night. Good stuff. We'll let him go back and give you a encapsulation of it. Of course, you can go back and watch it on the Pleasant Beach website, on the Facebook page, and watch his sermons. But it was spot on. They always are, very timely. He's a preacher that gives you something, or a pastor that you chew on the rest of the week. It's not one of those blow through your ears and through your head. And I mean, it's like, okay. Like today at 2:30, I'll be going around thinking, you know, what he talked about the other night made sense. So we'll let him talk about that in a minute. But now you said when you first sit down, they did a format of the old BCS.
I saw a video, you know, college football. Everybody talking about the playoffs, and I don't even remember where I saw it, but where they took, you know, the old BCS. Remember, they'd go the computers, and so they ranked. They took these same teams, and just actually they didn't take these same teams. They took the real playoffs and used the old BCS model, and it showed the top 12 teams, and it showed the real top 4 teams getting a bye, not because of like Boise State and Arizona State didn't get a bye. I don't even think they made it in. And then the Alabamas of the world were in. And so if you took it back to the actual AP poll, coaches poll, and then those, I think there were 7 back then, 7 computerized power rankings
7,
and all
yeah.
that type of thing. It's pretty interesting. I wish I'd have kept that.
Well, Greg Byrne made a great point. The athletic director of Alabama said, okay, we're not in strength of schedule. We're going to go back to playing cream puffs because he said this year we played Wisconsin to help our stats over and above the SEC schedule, which is rugged to say the least. So this year coming up, they've already scheduled Florida State and Wisconsin the home and away. They're coming to Tuscaloosa. He said beyond that, they don't change it. We're just going to go out and get a bunch of cream puffs and beat them 84-0, and because strength of schedule apparently doesn't matter. I would agree. Look, I've been on this since they came out Monday. Yesterday's show. Boise State, no. SMU, no. Arizona State, I'm not even sure. But, again, strength of schedule. The guys should be in there probably are Alabama, Ole Miss, South Carolina, Miami, and Florida. All those have an argument to get in there because of who they play in the strength of schedule. But you've played it and you've coached it. Obviously, who you played goes a long way, doesn't it?
Who you play makes you better all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to play at that level. I'm not I mean, the truth is Indiana really hasn't done. I think Indiana's best win is Michigan, Boise State, Arizona State, and I understand in the pressure of the world we live in, the participation trophy world.
Yeah, you're right.
Everybody wants to say, well, we won this. Well, somebody said, well, how do you do that? Well, schedule one, a Boise State or an Arizona State or an Indiana or whatever. Schedule one legitimate game outside your conference. I mean, I got to respect, at least Michigan did that this year, and some other teams it may bite them, but those big games early in the year show at least you're not afraid to play somebody.
Strength of schedule, case in point. Well, I see it firsthand, the Lady Cyclones. Now, Lucas has went out this year with a young team, and he's played, Cobb County, Knox Webb, Sevier County, defending state champs. He's loaded the wagon on the front end, strength of schedule to make you better down the road. He said, we can go out and play a bunch of patsies and cream puffs, but it's not going to make us better. And so we see it firsthand on the local scene. So, it's the same with the colleges we're talking about. Who have you played? And so, Indiana and Notre Dame, I don't think either one of them should be in there. But as I said earlier in the show, they didn't call me and ask me my opinion about anything.
They didn't
call
ask
you?
me. No.
They didn't ring your chime?
I think I got a new phone number, and they must have lost that number. They didn't ask my opinion. I can't believe that.
No.
I'm a little offended.
Well, let's get your take on these games before we move on to basketball. Clemson and Texas, who gets that one?
Texas.
Okay. SMU and Penn State.
I really, if I could pick for both teams to lose.
Yeah.
Because I think Penn State's overrated, but
they are.
I do think Penn State's better than SMU.
So they'll get Boise State, who got a bye.
Yeah, so you might as well. I mean, basically, they're basically trying to put Penn State in the finals, is what it looks like to me.
Pretty easy road for them. Indiana, Notre Dame.
Oh, there again, I think both of them are overrated. Probably Notre Dame's going to beat Indiana, if I'm just picking.
Playing in South Bend, of course. And then the winner of that one is Georgia, who announced today that Beck's out, the punter's out, who busted his knee, and he's out. He's one of the top punters in the country. Beck, they're going to go with a freshman quarterback who did it down the stretch and beat Texas.
That's a 4-star that everybody wanted.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like they went to the frat house and found a boy on the couch. I mean, let's come on now. He looked pretty good the other night.
He did look good, yes.
He may not have played in that live action, but, the kid can play.
He's not a slouch. No, he can play. You're right.
And so I'm picking Georgia in that one. I mean, Georgia's in the finals in my mind.
Okay. Of course, the obvious, Tennessee, Ohio State, and Columbus.
Well, I'm a Tennessee fan. That's a toss-up game. It's one of those deals, if Tennessee plays well early, I think they'll win going away. If they don't play well early and Ohio State's around, it's one of those times if it's 17-14, Ohio State wins. If it's 32-17, Tennessee wins. It's one of those. If it's in the 30s, I like our chances better. If it's in the teens, they're probably going to beat us.
Still think Ryan Day's coaching for his life. They're still not happy in Columbus. And the donors, the big boys with the checks, have said, we're not happy with the direction of our program. So,
well, I mean, just because you have money doesn't make you smart.
No. He's on it today.
I mean,
what'd you have for breakfast?
I don't know, but I hate Ohio State and I hate Michigan. But how in the world could you say Ohio State is not headed in the right direction?
Yeah.
This time of year, we're always talking about them.
Yeah. Always.
Always talking about them. So,
well, here's the microcosm where we are. All right, the Appalachian State coach gets fired yesterday. He goes 5-6. I had it here somewhere. Went 5-6 and got canned. The first losing record for Appalachian State since 2013. Went 5-8. One losing season. He wasn't the coach all those years, but they canned the guy over one losing season. And they've already got a new coach in place. Old guy's gone. And so, that's where we are. It's like, what'd you do for me? Not last year. It was almost in a literal sense yesterday. And so they run him off, and for having the first losing record in 11 years. That's a little drastic in my opinion.
Well, we're an instant society.
Yes.
And there's so much. Some people live their life and they don't want to deal with the difficulties of the person they know. They always want the new and shiny, the promise of it. So we live in a world of hope. Like, well, this guy's going to be the greatest, whatever. I mean, as a Tennessee fan, we lived through it. I mean, we actually thought Butch Jones might do a decent job. I mean, we convinced ourselves.
Yeah.
We thought Derek Dooley might do it.
Yeah.
And then
negatory.
We found out we would have been better off if we'd have just kept Phil Fulmer a couple more years, keep everything stable, and went on. But we had to do the next new thing.
Mm-hmm. You're right. College basketball, Tennessee #1, first time since 2019. You're a big basketball guy. These guys can play.
These guys can play. I hadn't got to watch them a lot, but man, I watched them the other night. It wasn't Maui. Where were they this year? Bahamas.
Bahamas, yeah.
And man, they just defend at a level at all 5 positions on the floor that just makes it difficult to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
And
well put.
Then the other thing, they can all score except for the big dude from Ohio State. I don't remember his name, but
Igor.
Yeah, they put because I just drew a blank. A guy been there a long time, great defender. He when he first played his freshman sophomore, he couldn't score, but now he can score. And I can't think of his name. He's a wing player.
Ziegler?
No, not Ziegler. For the first couple of years, all he could do is play defense, but I can't think of his name right now. But
I'm drawing a blank too.
But anyway, you put four guys out there that can score, and they all defend at a high level. And I've enjoyed watching them.
So what would you say to dispel the argument that SEC is a football conference because you have 1, 2, 5, 7, 9 are in the ranking this week are SEC guys?
Well, here's what we need to say now. SEC is a sports conference.
Mm-hmm.
They're good in everything.
Yep.
When I was growing up, SEC was a football conference.
Mm-hmm.
Kentucky was good in basketball. Every now and then, Florida or Arkansas or somebody would. We'd be lucky to get 4 teams in the tournament. They're talking the other day we may get 12. And when you watch the SEC ACC Challenge, what did we lose, 1 or 2 games?
Yep.
It wasn't even close. And some of those were 15, 20-point blowouts. And so it's not just Tennessee. I'm not a Bruce Pearl fan. Didn't really love him even when he's at Tennessee. But man, he's made Auburn fun to watch and relevant. And Nate Oaks down at Alabama. You've got elite coaches again.
Mm-hmm.
And
good point.
And Florida, and you go on down the list, and you've got some really good teams.
To push a little bit further, you have Oklahoma number 13, Texas A&M 17, Ole Miss 19, and Mississippi State 25. So there's 4 more. So you got 9. Is that right? 9 out of the top 25 teams are in the SEC. So
I don't know. I'm glad you stopped at 10 because I thought I was going to take off my shoes, start adding up here. You can see. I can do it like this. There you go.
There you go.
But no, Tennessee. It's just fun. And college basketball is probably my favorite thing to watch, and these games this time of year are just fun to see. I watched the Lady Vols the other night.
They can play,
and man, can they play! I think Gino had started that tournament or whatever, and it was a great idea because he was talking about how women's sports needed that emphasis. Like the men go to Maui, the men go here, and that was a fun night to watch. I didn't get to watch all that, but man, the Lady Vols can play. And talking about playing defense again. She played. I remember she played. I looked at the box score. She played 12 girls, and they just play.
Yeah, interchangeable pieces.
And
they
now I'd say they're interchangeable. Now that one girl in the second half just took over, and she was a younger girl. I can't remember her name now. I'm not familiar with them, but
was it Ruby?
Yeah, she's 33 or 55 or something. She put on a show in that second half.
Wasn't Ruby. It was wasn't Tess Darby. It was
No.
the big girl in the middle.
Anyway, I can't. I really don't remember the whole.
But they're going to become household names.
They're going to
because
be. They're going to
they
be
can
the real
play.
deal. It was a girl that had played at South Carolina or Arkansas. I don't know.
We just know they can play.
She can play.
They got North Carolina Central Saturday. Then they go to Memphis, and then they got one more, I think, fairly tough game before they start the SEC. So, and of course the naysayers said, well, you know, they haven't beat anybody yet. Well, if you beat Iowa on a neutral site with a new coach and new girls, I think it's pretty
The
impressive.
Iowa win was a big win. I know you can say that earlier. I mean, when you're playing down, and early in the year, a lot of times you're playing down.
Mhm.
But for the women's game in particular, you went ahead and had the SEC, ACC matchups, and then now you've had that neutral site kind of tournament feel when UConn and those other people were there. And you've gone out and challenged yourself a little bit.
30 turnovers the other night, and they had 42 points off those 30 turnovers. I mean, they are in your face, Pat Summitt kind of defense. And, of course, she's a big fan of Pat Summitt, Kim Caldwell. Where'd she come from? Marshall. We are Marshall.
Hey, I saw something the other day. You know, I've been hearing this mythological creature of Marshall sports. And their football game the other night, that championship game was really on TV. I started to take a picture and show it to you. Because I gave you a hard time last week, said I didn't know they still played football up there. But
We were on
they
national
didn't
television.
pull it out, though, did they?
They won.
They did?
They won the Sun Belt, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's
They
right.
beat the Louisiana. See, he's jerking my chain. Yeah, they did win. 31-3. I think it's 20.
And I hear their coach is one
Quit.
of those young up-and-comers.
He left.
That is going somewhere.
You know that?
No, I heard he was on the list to go some places.
Yeah. They win the game on flying back from where'd they play it? Flying back from Shreveport. He says, I'm going to Southern Miss, by the way, on the plane. So
Well, I knew he was on. They were talking about coaches, the carousel this time of year, and they were talking about him being on the short list. I wasn't familiar with him, but because of the job he'd done at Marshall.
Yep. Charles Huff, who was one of Saban's assistant coaches, now he's moved on to Southern Miss. He said it's a step up. I think they were 1-11 this year. So I don't think it's a step up, but anyway, he's gone. They got a new one coming in from NC State, Tony Gibson, the defensive coordinator, who's from West Virginia. So the carousel's begun. East Tennessee State looking for a coach. Said they'll have one by the end of the week. So transfer portal yesterday had 1,000 guys, double this time last year. In fact, it crashed the database system. So we got all these people out there on the move. Mark Fowler's leaving from here, going to there, going to a school may or may not have a coach, and coaches trying to scramble, keep the staff going, and trying to get here and get there. And Trey Lamb's left a couple of coaches behind. Do they have a job? Don't know, because the new guy comes in, brings in his own people. So now the transfer portal got all these guys out there. Who's making the phone calls to the Mark Fowlers now? Said, hey, you're in the transfer portal. Why don't you come play for us? So it's really kind of very much a state of flux right now in college football.
It is, and someone said it. Someone said it, and it's true that now you don't just have to recruit for the next class. You got to recruit in-house to try to keep everybody at every
yep.
position. You don't have used to you'd sit down with a player and be like, okay, this is what you need to work on next year. This one. Now you got to ask them if they're staying, and
Yeah.
what do I have to do to keep you happy? And
Keep you happy.
You see why some of the guys like Saban got out.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You know,
a lot of them getting out. Roy Williams got out. Krzyzewski got out. Said, Kirby Smart said, it's virtually 24/7 recruiting now, all the time, because these guys, once you get them, you got to keep them happy, and then if you don't keep them happy, they're out the door. You got to replace them. So it's nonstop. The praise, I missed it last week. The pies and praises. So I wanted to know what kind of. Did you get pecan pie? Did you hit any of the? I'm sure you got some of the desserts, didn't you?
Well, I might have had a bite or two. That's so long ago. Forgetting those things which are behind, pressing toward all those things which are before.
Okay.
So now I'm looking for Christmas cookies.
Christmas cookies.
No, we had a great time, great service, and people sharing their testimonies, and we did have a good time at desserts. And there was some dessert I didn't see till the end that was really good. I don't even know who made it, but it's almost like a chocolate cookie on the inside, real gooey, and it was pretty good.
I missed it. We were gone, but I heard it was great. Time was great. The testimonies were great. So Sunday night. By the way, you like eggnog?
I don't know.
Are you an eggnog guy?
I don't know.
Okay, I didn't know whether you liked it or not.
I mean, I
That
probably
was random,
tried it, and I probably would drink it, but if I walked in store, I probably wouldn't buy it.
Wouldn't make a beeline to the eggnog?
No.
Just curious if you're a eggnog guy, because some are, some aren't, but that was pretty random. So let's jump in here and go, because this was really good. Sunday night, excellent challenge for us out of Proverbs. So hit us with the high spots, would you please?
Well, the Bible talks about through wisdom is our house builded, and so I just got to thinking a little bit about the concept of building, and so we talked about the idea of building our life, building our homes, and there are three words there: wisdom, understanding, and knowledge, and how those kind of parallels those kind of ingredients. And so we talk about wisdom and understanding, and it begins with the fear of the Lord, of course. And understanding is the outgrowth and the use of wisdom, and knowledge is applying all those things and how those kind of interchange together. But the thing that really has kind of hit me and challenged me personally, the next verse talks about the strength that is there, and and then he talks about increasing our strength. And I think one of the things that we sometimes get is we get very complacent in our Christian life, in our home, in our marriages, even in child rearing. We just get complacent, go through the motions, and we don't think about improving and getting stronger and strengthening. And we use, of course, a parallel with a house, and a lot of times neglect is the thing that ruins a house. And so I kind of concluded with the thought that sometimes rooms need to be repainted, sometimes rooms need to be refurbished, and sometimes things need to be rebuilt. And so kind of concluded with that little thought. I think I gave you that little graphic on the Christian home and talk about the different types of homes I believe we have.
Loretta Sanders said he said a bite or two. Yeah, bite or two being the key. So
of each.
We of each. Yeah. I tell the story. Went down to, what was it, Dead End Barbecue? So
Dead End Barbecue.
3 years ago. It was 2 years ago, I guess. Now we went down and had lunch together, went and watched the Vols play it. So we were just talking, and we get the food comes, and a lot of grunting, not much talking, a lot of fork to face, getting after it. So we like to eat. There's no question about that.
Well, I feel like this, Tom. You can talk before the food comes, and you can talk after the food comes.
But once it's
but
there,
you don't talk while you're eating.
No, got things to do. Got to shovel
Gotta
it
eat
in.
while it's hot.
Got to shovel it in. What is the most I know this is a loaded question. What's the most unique part of the Christmas story? There's so many moving parts to the story. You know, I was talking to London about it the other night after we left church. I said, what if Mary said, nah? What if the angel didn't come? What if the shepherds said, we're not going to go look find him, because the Bible says they go looking for him with haste? And, what if all these things, just one little spoke on the wheel of the Christmas story didn't happen?
Well, that deals with the concept, and it's a pretty big concept. And I've shared a little bit with Mary, and I did a little devotional somewhere the other day with Joseph. And you've got all these Old Testament promises and the prophets, and then they worked out just like they did. And the big thing that I thought so much about this year in the Christmas story is God has a powerful providential plan that's going to happen.
You're right.
And he includes mankind in it. And so, I don't know if you can say what if. A lot of times when I say what if, I a lot of times will answer it this way. Well, on the human side, if this wouldn't have happened, then that wouldn't happen. But I really don't know what God would have done, because God knew what Mary was going to say before Mary got there.
Yeah.
What Joseph. So I look at it that way. The other thing on the Christmas story that I think sometimes we miss, and I know we theologically believe it, I hope you do, is that Christ didn't begin in Bethlehem. And so sometimes we teach our kids like he just showed up like another. But no, the Bible says God sent forth his son. Like he was sent from somewhere and showed up here. And so you've got to, theologically, it's the eternality of the Son of God, the second person of the Trinity. But you got to make sure when you're talking about that you realize that he didn't just live 33 years. And he didn't start in Bethlehem, live 33 years, and now he's in heaven. He came from heaven. Oh, John, we've been in the Gospel of John, and it emphasized that all the time, came down from heaven. And so that's kind of the emphasis that I think of that a lot of times we miss.
One of the points you made, too, the other night, or one of the sermons was, we put all these people up on a pedestal, and we should to a point, but they were one of us. Joseph was one of us, the disciples. Matthew was a tax collector. You had guys out fishing. So all these people, even though they're up somewhat on a pedestal, they really are just like us. They're just one of us.
They are real people.
Yeah.
They're real people. Like, the Bible talks about Elijah being a man of like passions as we are. And he prayed and it didn't rain. And those, you think about it sometimes in our mind, we almost treat them as mythological. Not that they didn't exist, but that they're almost superhuman. But no, they're real people dealing with real emotions, making real decisions. And so I'm just challenged in my own life that, God can use us as real people to accomplish his purpose. Though we may not be Mary, the Virgin Mary, or we may not be Joseph, the one that's responsible for raising the Lord Jesus Christ. And we may not be Simon Peter, or we may not be Daniel in the lion's den, or we may not be in that exact position, but still as an individual, God can use us if we surrender to him, obey him. He can use us to accomplish his purpose in this world.
Absolutely. Last question, way off the radar. When you were a little guy, what was one of the coolest toys you remember getting when you were a little boy? Did you ever get bikes?
I don't remember. I know I've got a G.I. Joe plane that I got. I've still got it. It was in my mom and dad's house. I brought it back up here. I still got the box.
A G.I. Joe plane?
A G.I. Joe plane.
I've never seen a G.I. Joe plane. I want to see.
Well,
I had the soldier, but I never had he was in a plane?
I think it's G.I. Joe plane. Yeah, a big old box.
Okay.
Almost about half the size of this table.
Cool.
I really don't remember a lot of my
toys. Trains.
Tom, we didn't get anything. We was lucky if we got a piece of fruit for Christmas.
Amen.
No, not really.
It was a little tight at our house. So
it was tight, but not like my parents. That generation. We think about Christmas time. Like my dad, this time of year, I think about it. He always loved fruitcake. Well, fruitcake to me is terrible.
Claxton.
He said, son, we didn't grow up eating Snickers and Three Musketeers. He said, fruitcake at Christmas time was a treat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're right, and didn't think of it that way. We go gas station, eat any Little Debbie we want, and they didn't really grow up that way.
We used to have to go to my aunt's house, and you know what she had every year? Claxton fruitcake. It's like, oh, okay. And we had to eat it and smile and thank you, and it's like.
Well, another thing, we used to go to my grandma's, my dad's Grandma Burke. I barely remember. Around Christmas time, we'd go down to Georgia where Dad was from. They'd have like a family reunion. It was always near Christmas time. And Grandma Burke got every grandkid and great-grandkid a gift, and it was always the same thing. It was those chocolate-covered cordials and
cherries.
Oh, yeah. And I hate them still to this day. And she'd get them, and of course, you couldn't say anything. Back then, if you dared let on that you didn't like something an adult get you, it was disrespectful.
Disrespectful, absolutely.
You'd be picking yourself up. I mean, I just can't. Anyway.
We sat there and look, I know people out there love fruitcakes. I'm not throwing off on Claxton. It's not my cup of tea. We'd have to eat it and go, chew it up, and you good? Oh, yeah, we like, thank you, Aunt. Yes, ma'am. I look at my dad's like,
yeah,
enjoy it, son. Don't you complain about it. You just.
I told my dad one time I was in elementary school. I remember I said he opened pickled beets, a can of beets.
Oh yes.
And all I said was I said, "Ooh, gross."
Yeah, that's all it took.
That's all. And then what I remember was, and I still have this memory, sitting outside that little trailer we grew up in. There was a picnic table, and I remember I had a bowl of them.
Pickled beets.
And I had to eat that pickled beets.
Yeah.
As the last time I ever told them I didn't like something.
Yeah.
You just ate a bite or two of it and went on.
That's it. Kept on trucking. So if you complained about it, it was double trouble. I lived that same generation.
Yeah.
Now Loretta says down in South Carolina she loves fruitcake. So there you go. It's not our cup of tea.
Well, tell her to have one for me.
Yeah. You eat a slice for us too. You got it. So what's your favorite? What is your favorite Christmas?
Oh.
Is banana pudding, is that part of Christmas routine?
Probably my favorite thing that we eat around the holidays is I like sweet potato casserole with pecans and brown sugar on top of it. And for years, my sister used to make it, and I'd be like, I ain't eating no casserole, sweet potato casserole, that sounds nasty. Then now I eat it, and I eat it almost like dessert now.
Oh, yeah, it's awesome.
There's very few things that my family makes that I don't like, so.
Yeah. There you go. We enjoy it thoroughly. So
sweet potato casserole.
Yeah. Loretta says, I like everything y'all's talking about. Well, then you're country like we is. So
Mama used to make pecan pies. We used to call them pecan pies, but, and with that white Cairo syrup, we didn't like the brown syrup.
Yeah.
You ever have it with clear syrup?
Mm-hmm. I'm going to throw one on you because they're always like, really? When I was a kid, my grandmother, we'd go to see when we go out before we go sled riding, she would put Dr. Pepper and heat it and take a drink of hot Dr. Pepper. And then she said, it'll keep you warm out there sled riding, boys. It's like, really? So I thought, yeah, but it's not really all that bad. So get some Dr. Pepper, put in a coffee cup, and heat it in the microwave. See what you think. And she made hot chocolate pudding. You ever had that?
I've never had hot chocolate pudding.
Yeah. She made it hot and gave it to us and said, boys, you go out there and sled ride, keep you warm. And that we got into. Fruit cakes, maybe not, but now we'd tear up some chocolate pudding, hot or cold. So
chocolate pudding, I could say
man,
that's a little more down my alley.
That's it. So,
are you a cake person or a pie person?
Me, pie all the way.
See, I'm a cake all the way.
Pie all the way. So.
No, I wouldn't turn down pie. But
no, I don't either. But you asked my preference. No, I go after a cake, but no, I would.
What's your favorite pie?
Custard.
That's interesting.
You ever had one of them?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I like them. Okay.
Yeah, custard pie or pumpkin pie. I can tear up a pumpkin pie too. I can see this. I get one that Food City and scrape it. I don't even cut it. I just take it, put on a cowboy movie, and eat it. Right there, right out of the crust.
That's for supper. That's what's for supper tonight, right?
That's it.
You're going to go to the ball game and then...
Go home, eat a pumpkin pie, scrape it right out of the crust.
You get your fruit, vegetable, whatever pumpkin is. Is it fruit or
It's a fruit, isn't it? I thought pumpkin was fruit. Either way, it's good.
I don't know. You're asking the wrong person.
No, I know. Custard pie, pumpkin pie, can't go wrong.
I don't think it's the fruit that's so good. I think it's the sugar they put in there with it. That heavy whipping cream and that sugar.
I think you're right.
Oh,
thank you for coming.
Thank you, sir.
I know you're busy,
and we'll see you, Lord willing, in a little while. And
you come watching the game.
I'm gonna try to. I've got to run to the hospital real quick and finish up a couple things and see if we can catch some of the kids' ball games.
I'm trying to get him to come be on the work a game with me. He said he would, but he's a pretty busy guy. So, and I understand that. But the invitation's always out there for you to, if you want to come be part
we'll
of.
Try to do that.
To work a game with me. So. She says beets are delicious, and the fruit boxes with a box of dried raisins with the stems on them. You guys don't know anything.
Well, we'll be praying for her. What's her name? We'll call her out before the Lord. No, I'm just joking.
That's Miss Clowney down in Union. You know where Union, South Carolina is?
I don't, but I will say this. I do like pickled beets now.
You do?
Don't eat them often, but I like them. And now kind of like when you go to a deli in New York. You ever been to a deli in New York? And
I've
they
never
got
been
that
to New
real
York,
real vinegary cabbage thing and real vinegary pickles and real vinegary beets. That's pretty good. You've never been to New York City?
No, never been. You didn't get me in Knoxville. That's about
New York City. You ain't never been.
No, never been to New York City. Have no intention of going. Do you like going up there?
Oh, I've been 8 or 10, maybe 12 times.
You couldn't pay me to go up there.
Well, we did it. We did it one year. We left it. Some of us from the church. We left on Sunday night after church. Drove all night long. Got there about 8 o'clock in the morning. Put our stuff in the hotel room. Toured all day Monday. Got to see all the stuff we wanted to see.
What was the coolest thing you saw in New York City?
I have been so many times. I mean, I've been before the World Trade Centers were down. The Empire State Building is still one of my favorites. I mean, and now the new. I like the night skyline.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Did you go to the top Empire State Building?
I've been to top Empire State Building several times.
Did you walk it or elevator it?
Oh, you elevator it up to 80 some floors, and then you get on another something, and you're going up there. You go up there in the wintertime, you think that wind will cut you in too. Rockefeller Center at Christmas time with the Christmas tree down there and ice skating. I mean, you feel like you're in a Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
Go to the American Girl doll store right there.
The what?
American Girl doll store. Tom, are you not cultured? American Girl dolls.
This is what I see him tomorrow night at the church service. I'll never look at him the same. You went to the American Girl doll store?
If you have 3 daughters, you do some things.
You. Okay.
Don't you? They got them little things. They got a little beauty slop in the back for the dolls. You think I'm making this stuff up?
No, that's the scary part. No, you're not. Is your wife watching right now? Because
I don't know. She can validate all this.
She'll report to me tomorrow. And I said, "You people are crazy over there talking about doll stores." So,
but I like New York at Christmas time. I don't know how we got on New York. What did we get on New York?
I don't know. Somebody going to New York? I don't know. Who knows? We just.
Oh, I was talking about the pickled beets and vinegar.
Oh, at the deli, New York.
Yeah,
in New York.
With a hot pastrami on twin rolls, with a side of Russian dressing.
I want to be
some New York cheesecake from Junior's.
Junior's New York cheesecake and Russian rolls?
No, the Russian dressing, kind of like that.
Russian dressing. Okay.
You put that on the hot pastrami.
Get me so far out in the country, I can't see light. That's where I want to be. You want to be in New York City. That's.
Well, no, I'll go visit. You couldn't pay me. I'm not going to say that. If the Lord called me there, I'd go. But you couldn't pay me to live in one of these cities. I don't mind going and visiting them.
Yeah. Nah. That'd be a good way to end it right there. So you go on back to your job, and we'll go take a break.
I'm going to take a break.
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow night at the
We'll
church
see.
house. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. We'll close it out after this. Russian dressing and some kind of vinegar lettuce? No. Soup, beans, and cornbread for me, please. We'll take a break. We'll be right back right after this from Lingerfeld Drugs. And speaking of, this segment's about heartburn of all things. Proud sponsors of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. All right, it is the season. Holidays are here. Folks getting heartburn and indigestion. And here we go. We got some products for you. Let's start with this one, the old standby Tums. Tell me about this one.
So that one is it's actually a new product that just come out maybe a month or so ago, and we've been selling those like crazy. But that one is actually really neat because it's formulated for nighttime. A lot of people either get heartburn right after they eat something spicy, or when they lay down and try to go to sleep at night, it'll hit them. And that one is a chewable Tums, and it also has melatonin too, so it helps with heartburn and has the melatonin to help you sleep through the night. And I will say, a lot of these new products, especially chewable ones, before I sell them, I like to sample them, just make sure they don't taste real bad. And those taste like you're eating like a chewy Jolly Rancher or something.
Oh,
they
really?
are delicious.
So you're helping yourself and you don't even know it. So,
Yes,
because it
yep.
tastes good.
Mhm.
Here's Alka-Seltzer, been around for a long time. Tell me about
Mhm.
this product.
So that one works similar to the Tums. A lot of people think Tums are kind of nasty because you got to chew those chalk tablets, and that's where the Tums chewables are good, and the Alka-Seltzer one's good too. And the way that one works is, when you eat or lay down, that stomach acid, a little bit too much of it is what gives you the heartburn. And that Alka-Seltzer is good because it'll neutralize that stomach acid and keep you from getting that pain and burning.
All right, two other products. Again, if you're not feeling so hot, you need mucus relief.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about this from Health Mart and Lingerfeld Drug.
Yes, we have been selling those like crazy lately. Allergies and sinus infections and stuff like that is really bad right now. And the plain mucus relief, that's just a generic Mucinex, but the guaifenesin in it, what it does is helps kind of thin that mucus. Because a lot of people say, I blow my nose or I cough and I can't get anything out. And that thins it down a little bit so you can get it out of you.
And your price point for these are $11.99. That one's $12.99. This is $11.99 for the Mucus Relief DM.
Yes.
Tell me about this one.
So that one has got the same guaifenesin, helps thin it down so you can get it out, and the dextromethorphan in it helps with coughing. So that's something, if you've got a sinus infection that's causing drainage and you're just coughing all the time, that'll help thin that out and help keep you from coughing. So that's something, if you're battling a sinus infection or something, those are real good products to have.
Hours are open, sir?
Here Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and Saturdays, 9 to 12.
You can find them on social media at?
We're on Facebook as Lingerfeld Drug Center.
He can do this in his sleep now. Your phone number is?
It's 423-542-2138.
Great sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Be loyal, buy local, and support Lingerfeld Drug Center in downtown Elizabethton. And that's going to do it. Big thanks again to our guest today, obviously Andrew McKeon, the president here at the bank, and Tyler McCann. Also, Sherry Holslaw came by with the Jewelers Bench, got some great deals. Again, it's 2 weeks from today, that's it. 2 weeks till Christmas Eve, so you have 14 days to shop. And again, our jewelry store of choice will be the Jewelers Bench here in Elizabethton on Broad Street. And, of course, they take care of people, as you heard her say earlier in the show, sending stuff to Alabama. She sent stuff to South Carolina earlier in the week. She sent stuff, she has mailed or ship stuff to Western Tennessee, so out in Memphis. So they do a great job. Thank you again for her stopping by. And also, of course, Pastor Fowler came by. He's a hoot. He is a hoot. But I'll tell you what, in the pulpit, you need to go back and watch his services at Pleasant Beach Baptist Church Facebook page, and he gets it done now. He's awesome. So we appreciate him very much. Back with you tonight at 6:15, ready to go to bring you Lady Cyclones, and the gentleman, Joseph Taylor, will be helping. So looking forward to being in the gym, hearing the bouncing balls and the squeaking of the sneakers, and ready to go. We'll do video and audio tonight, 6:15 airtime 6:30 tip. We'll see you then. Thanks for watching show number 2198. And we'll wrap it up with a verse today. We always dedicate our show to the man who hung on the cross. This is his show. This is his world. We're just passing through it. If you think otherwise, then you're fooling yourself, I can tell you. So, let's see. Where is it? Let's hit this one right here. There it is. Isaiah 45:22 says, "Turn to me and be saved, all you ends of the earth, for I am God, and there is no other." Good way to end it. Thanks for watching the show. See you back here at 6:15 for Lady Cyclone and boys doubleheader basketball. Until then, we'll tell you as always, bloom where you plant it, and win or lose, be a good sport. Thanks for watching show number 2198. Show number 2200 coming up on Thursday. See you back tomorrow or later tonight for Cyclone basketball. Bloom where you plant it, and win or lose, be a good sport. So long, everybody.